10v8, yes, 10v8. St Bede's Mentone Tigers on their postage stamp at home to Old Xaverians. John, both have been inconsistent throughout the year.
Yes, well, like the bottom 5 sides in the competition, playing in fits and stuff. In fact, probably the lone one that's not inconsistent
is
Scotch. Scotch, yeah. But I think Zavs will take it out today.
Zavs to take it out convincingly or in a close one?
No, I can be tight.
Give me numbers, something to do.
Okay.
John?
Let's call it 97 to 84.
Okay, 13 points for John. Ken? Zavs?
Zavs.
By?
5 goals.
30 points. Chris?
Zavs by 4 goals.
24, and I'll go Zavs by 49. So we're all aboard the Old Xaverian train. Umpire has the ball in hand, and tradition continues in the VAFA that we start early. And it's 3 minutes to 2 on 96.5 Inter FM. Here's Chris.
So umpire throws the ball up in the middle. Holmes and Miriams. Holmes wins it for Zavs. Dashing off half back there, not able to pick it up. Kick out of the pack goes to the Tigers, and they get the first takeaway. Comes out here wide to Taekwon. Taekwon puts them inside 50, juggling mark, third time. He's got it. And that was Dinger. He's about 35, 40 metres out directly in front. Had 3 grabs at the mark, and he's hauled it in.
I think there's something you ought to get used to saying today from your early comments.
What's that, Johnny?
It is that
Holmes knocks the
ball down.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think, is it Wines?
We need run radio. People can't see him walking in for goal here.
Dinger.
The Wines.
Wines, rather. Beg your pardon. So he kicks on its way. Golper goes a little to the right, but looks good. And he's kicked it. So Wines kicks the first goal for the afternoon for the St Bede's Mentone Tigers. They're 1 straight 6. Old Zabs get to score. Played 90 seconds opening quarter thanks to Sky Home at Dandenong.
You want to jump off yet?
Well, the one thing, Ken, they're going to have to come from behind to win it, Zabs.
Grace, don't get me wrong. I want them to be right in this ball game there.
If you're going to drive the length of
We've come all this way. We want to see a game, and so far St Bede's have come out running in the first 2 minutes of the game. Holmes goes up in ruck against Miriams. Miriams wins the takeaway. Far as Clay Johnson, he's wrapped up in a tackle. And we'll get a ball up just 5 metres forward of centre.
Double tackle then on Johnson, and St Bede's up. There should be 2 minutes into the game.
So Holmes wins the ball down. Round the corner by margin, comes up towards the half-forward line. Went over the head of Anderson. He's pressured by Tahana. Anderson tries to run onto the ball, tries to keep it in. Umpire says, no, you didn't. And the boundary throw-in will be affected. 40 metres out. I think it's 45-metre arcs here at Brindisi Street. So the ball will be thrown in right on that 45-metre arc. Xaverians attacking to the southern end in the first term. Holmes wins it down to Tommy Johnson. He tried to get the quick handball away. Beveridge, he got the handball to Tahana. Tahana with a high up and under kick right towards the centre of the ground. Teenan went up and took the mark on his own.
Terrific mark. Swings onto the left boot, puts it inside 50 over the head of Brendan Goss. Ball tracking back. Boundary line going to beat them. So we'll have a throw in left forward pocket. Zabs in attack for the first time this afternoon. So 1 straight 6 Tigers, leading Zabs yet to score. 2 3/4 minutes travelled in this first quarter, thanks to Sky Home and Dandenong. Boundary umpire send it's on its way. Handley almost takes it out of the ruck, not quite. Handball over the top for Zabs, but numbers with St Bede's Mentone Tigers. Beveridge goes one way, then the other, then gets a kick, but Holmes is there and he's going to take a mark. No, just dropped on the third grab. Good effort by the Tigers then to hold it in. It's all wrapped up. Umpire will have it between wing and half forward. Old Zabs in attack.
Uneventful start so far.
St Bede's have the first goal. The ball now on the outer side of the ground. Big pack of players. Zabs try and win it through. Comes to ground at half forward. Anderson wrapped up by Tahana. Free ball came out there to Clay Johnson. He kicked it into Tahana's head. Running onto it was Margin. He was wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire said, give it to me. I'm going to ball it up. 35 metres out from the Old Xaverians goal. We've travelled 3 3/4 minutes in the first term for the Sky High Restaurant. Chopper gets his first touch of the footy. Tapped it down only as far as Tommy Taekwon for St Bede's Mentone Tigers, and we'll get another ball up. We've travelled 4 minutes at 6-0, St Bede's leading.
The other game of similar standing, gone.
So umpire throws it up. No one's Handley diving in there. Beveridge putting his head
throw it
over
up
the footy
again.
as well. No, umpire's going to let it play. Comes out here,
oh.
Richards. Beveridge got it again. They're tracking backwards fast, but relieving kick from the Tigers, but only as far as Chris Margin. So he marks. He's 50 metres out. Oh, shocking kick. Oh, almost kicked it into one of his teammates just inside the 45. He's wrapped up in a tackle, and that was Tommy Johnston. So we'll have a ball up just outside the 45.
The other game featuring sides in similar situations opened the same way, with Blues having a goal in the first minute of play as well.
So Holmes palmed it down. Only as far as the Tigers, though. Quick kick out of the pack. Some to Wines. Wines tries to keep it in. Can't. Boundary line beats him. They'll have another boundary throw in between wing and half forward. Old Zav's in attack.
Lots of feature of Brindisi Street games is there are a lot of out of bounds and a lot of out on the fulls, and not letting us down so far.
And
we
it's
dare
usually over that side of the ground too.
We dare someone to use the corridor.
Where
Big
we
punch
are.
away by Holmes. Got it down to Troiani. That's Jordan, Hayden's younger brother. And he flicked the ball. And once again, as John said, the nemesis of Brindisi Street, the out of bounds boundary umpire, should be paid double here. 5 minutes in. They get a lot of work. Build up those arm muscles. As
The lady lunch is going off downstairs.
ball back in here. Hope it's not like it ended up at D-La last week, as the ball quickly comes out by Richards. He drives the torpedo punt up towards Noonan for Old Xaverians. Tried to get the punch away. Ball came to ground. Dinger was in there. He can't take it. Working back hard there was Mulhausen for Old Xaverians, and we'll get a ball up just 4 to centre for St Bede's. They lead 6-0, nearly gone 6.
So Holmes belts it forward, as you dare say he might do it a couple of times this afternoon. And Chris Margin's tackled right near the boundary line and chooses to step over. So still no change to the score. 1 straight 6 Tigers. Old Zav's yet to score. Travelled 6 minutes in this opening quarter thanks to Sky Home and Dandenong. 75 metres out from the Tigers' goal. So Holmes reaches over it. Simiopolis can't pick it up. Tommy Johnson, big punch forward by Kennedy. He gains 15 or 20 metres. 45 metres out from goal for Zabs. Oh, they've got an opportunity here going round the corner, and he's kicked it.
It's Margin. Yeah.
And I think it might be Margin. Yeah, we'll just wait for him to turn around. It is Margin. So Matt Margin kicks the first for Old Zabs. Terrific effort. 1 goal apiece, travelled 7 minutes. First quarter brought to you by Sky Home and Dandenong on that score, thanks to the Bendigo Bank, Parkdale and Mentone East.
After that bright beginning with the opening goal from St Bede's, Savs have had most of the play up there at the ground. They've really struggled to get it out. They've been able to get the stoppages where they're so strong, and that's another good reason why they may well take the points today, that the stoppage work by Zavs will be a big factor.
So as John said, all tied up on the scoreboard, but Zavs have had most of the play. St Bede's win the ball out of the centre, and good solid hands. Handball ends up coming back there to Kieran Arthur, drives it down to half forward, missed its target. Zavs have the numbers through Stanford. He drives it up towards centre wing, punched away again by Tahana, who's been prominent for St Bede's Mentone Tigers. He's on the Collingwood VFL list and punched it away over the line and out of bounds. Right on centre wing. This time good for Kennett's grandstand side. Holmes up again, wins the punch down. Umpire said there was an infringement, and it'll go the way of Old Xaverians, even though Tommy Johnson was off to the races. But it'll go to Simiopolis. He'll take the football right on centre wing. He's on the Footscray VFL list, played quite a few games for the Dogs. Chips the ball in. Mark taken there by Tiernan. He's got Simiopolis or Chris Margin floating past. Elects not to go with them. So Louis Tiernan now on the left foot, spears it down. Poorly on that occasion. The ball punched away and O'Toole clears for for St Bede's, but not really, because he got it back to Chris Margin. So Margin will take the kick. Just outside the 45-metre arc. He's walking back fairly deliberately. He's got the distance, John. I think he may have.
Should be able to kick that distance.
Yeah.
So he'll kick from 48 metres out on a 45-degree angle in the half-forward flank, grandstand side to the southern end of Brindisi Street. It's a beautiful drop punt. It's straight, it's long, and it's the second on the board to Old Xaverians. 2 straight 6, a margin apiece. That's the 2 margins that kick the goals. St Bede's Mentone Tigers 1 straight 6.
Yes, they're just settle down well. It's a good shot from that position. It's a dead still day down here at the moment. So
unusual.
Yeah. So good start from Zavs, but particularly just to quash any momentum that St Bede's may have picked up from kicking that open.
Was that Chris that kicked that?
Yes.
Chris Margin.
53.
Chris and Matt, 1 each.
Yeah. So back in the middle, Holmes belts it forward, 5 or 10 metres though. Tigers have got the numbers sweeping at the back of the pack. They can't get a handle on it though. Holmes dives in and applies a good tackle. Ball spills out. Tackle applied by Simeopoulos on that occasion. And we'll have a secondary ball up. The Zavs have gained about 15 metres of territory. So it's 2 straight Zavs, 1 straight St Bede's Mentone Tigers, 9.5 minutes travelled. So Chris Margin, the goal scorer, gets a handball away. Picked up on that occasion by O'Toole. He can't find a teammate though. A lot of players around the footy and a big pack forming. Umpire says, give it to me. We'll have another ball up. No, he's picked a free kick out. Or I think he was holding the footy right at the bottom of the pack. So going to go here to Zavs. So Zavs, they go wide. Not a great kick though. Mark taken by Cowan at left half back.
So Josh Cowan's got the footy, usually good by foot. Goes into the centre of the ground to Porter. He's got Smith yelling out for the handball. Oh. Porter, he fell over himself twice and got it back to Cowan. Build up the stats. Cowan chips it into Nathan Smith, takes the mark. Half forward flank for St Bede's Mentone Tigers. Smith, the legs to go long, up to half forward. St Bede's in front. At the back of the pack, they have the numbers. Old Zavs through Bissett. Bissett goes up the line, nearly a turnover. Arthur came in hard. Doing the good roving there was Olsen. Olsen went long looking for Chopper, and Chopper took the big mark right on 45. One arm under the football, right at ground level.
Yeah, very heavy-handed attempt to spoil there by the St Bede's defender. And nice play. That was a sensational pick-up on the wing.
Beautiful.
So the man given the role there of being on Chopper is Hiscox. And good sweeping play there by Olsen for old Xaverians, Brad Olsen, who got the ball in to Hanley. So he'll kick from right on the 45-metre arc.
Should kick this. Deep
in the forward pocket, but as we said, the pockets aren't that deep. He kicks, it pushes left, and it just misses to the left. First minor of the day goes to Old Zavs there, 2-1, leading St Bede's Mentone 1 straight on the Bendigo Bank of Parkdale and Mentone East scoreboard.
Made good contact with the ball, just slightly off the direction. Big fella.
So kicked him, marked in the back pocket by Arthur for the Tigers. So he kicks on the right foot up the line. Not the greatest of kicks, numbers with Zavs in the contest, but they've done well. Wines gets it up now. O'Toole comes back to Wines. Wines slips a good handball, a good intercept there by the Zavs players, and they've got the footy. So Matt Margin's wrapped up in a great tackle by Simon Richards. Gave a free kick and then paid advantage. So Tigers, little untidy coming inside forward 50. Oh, dinger.
In the back. Yeah,
right. Push in the back. He was shooting for goal then, and desperate Zavs player pushed him in the back. So he'll kick from goal directly in front, 40 metres out.
They did well there. I mean, the kick out of half back went up to what turned out to be a 3-on-1 against St Bede's on the wing, but they managed to get it off the deck, move it forward, and get out the back of the defence set up by Zavs to move the ball swiftly through the middle of the field and get this shot at goal.
So Brosting,
very kickable.
Yeah, directly in front, 40 metres out. You would have thought he's kicked this at training a few times.
You tend not to have straight shots at goal in training. You're always on an angle.
True, yeah. So he crosses the 45R, kick on its way. Oh, he's hung it out to the right. Badly, it's coming back right on the line, off hands through for one behind. So missed opportunity there for the Tigers.
Zavs bring the ball back in quickly. Tommy Johnson went up the line looking for Gilbert. He couldn't take it. Off hands. Zavs wanting to go forward quickly. Nearly 13 gone. St Bede's Mentone Tigers 1-1. Trail Old Xaverians 2-1. As we said, Zavs have had most of the play, but they still only lead by the goal. Hanley now in the ruck. Massive takeaway by him. Down looking for Clay Johnson. Ball comes to ground. St Bede's try and get it through Cowan. In support of him was Miriams, and will get a ball up right at centre half forward for St Bede's. Gone 13.5 minutes as the ball goes back up in the air, punched away, down to ground. Cooley Beetham with the bunt. Get a free kick for a high tackle. So Beetham's got the ball on half back for Old Xaverians.
So Barker stands the mark. Beetham goes across the ground. Bit of a dangerous looking kick, but a good mark taken there by Nick McCann. So he's still in defensive 50 for Zavs. Slipped a little as he kicked then, but he managed to get it on that occasion to Tiernan. So he's got a left half back, spearing ball into the centre. He's got a free man here. Clay Johnson turns and goes on the left foot. Plenty of space looking for Brendan Goss. Not a great kick, just over his head. Good spoil by the Tigers. Getting there to assist though is Semiopolis. Gets a handball over. Goss calling for it. He's got it in the forward pocket. 40 metres out. Kick on its way. Just misses.
There's actually Kennedy there, Ben Kennedy. It's just slung around in the tackle, but had the composure to get a hand out and enable the ball to keep going. Looks like might have a bit of a shoulder injury there to Nick McCann.
Had the chance there, Chris, didn't he, Goss? Because usually in those ones he kicks them, and he let the commentary team down by missing because you back him in. St Bede's Mentone Tigers have got the footy out as far as O'Toole. He goes up and takes the mark right on defensive 45.
Did Zavs get his hand on that?
No, pack mark play on. He gets the ball back to Wines, the goal kicker for St Bede's Mentone Tigers. Up and under kick. Barker in front, couldn't take it. Came to Cowan. Cowan got the handball away to Richards. He went through the centre to Porter. Porter was tackled. Was he pushed in the back by Milhausen? No, said the umpire. And we'll get a ball up nearly in the centre of the ground here at Brindisi Street.
Pointing there for St Bede's. There were 3 guys there on their own, and
they couldn't affect the break, but they can now through Josh Cowan. Wobbly kick up to half forward, but standing firm in front was Tiernan. He gets the handball to Noonan and Zav's clear.
So Zav's off half back. Noonan goes very short, finds his teammate on that occasion, Gilbert. So he's on the back flank, chooses to go backwards again to Tiernan. So Tiernan's got a man out. He goes the switch and finds him is Tommy Johnson. So he's in the back pocket, so moving it carefully and deliberately to switch. And Beetham's got it now, at right half back. Now Beetham's going to say, I'm going to switch it again. Not happy with the direction of the football. Tiernan marks and has a bounce. Goes through defensive 45. Squaring ball into the middle of the ground. Margin. Matt Margin marks. Gets a handball off to Tommy Johnson. On this occasion, Tiernan. They're moving it by hand. So Chris Margin now kicks inboard. Good grab taken by Kelly. So very careful movement of the footy. They now go inside 40. Goss one out. He's in front. Good mark though. Front and centre, not able to grab it. O'Toole gets it for the Tigers. Good tackle played there, but it was too high. No.
That's Goss.
Yeah, high.
Yeah. So
that's Goss. Oh no.
Goss,
Goss is out.
So on the hands and knees is Semiopolis. Yeah.
He got front on.
Yeah.
He's a bit shaky.
So the opposite number 12 to Goss has got the footy for St Bede's Mentone Tigers. That's Tommy Tyquin. Dennis is up and he's jogging around, which is good news there for old Xaverians. So Tyquin between the back pocket and half-back flank. Drop punt up towards centre wing. Holmes pushed out of the contest. Umpire said play on. Punched away by the youngster in McCann. A holding off the ball free kick has been paid the way of St Bede's Mentone Tigers. And a man getting up fairly gingerly and about to get the ball there was Robert Utica. So Utica's got the footy. Live wire in the forward line usually. He's up around centre wing for St Bede's Mentone Tigers. And the youngster kicks right up towards the half-forward flank. Zabs go up. Beveridge does the roving. Does a good job, Kai. Kicks it long up to the goal square. One-on-one. Noonan in front. At the back, St Bede's Mentone have the numbers, but Noonan hatches the footy. And we'll get a ball up 5 metres out from the St Bede's goal. Up it goes. Good Holmes gets it down quickly to Noonan. Noonan goes to the outer side of the ground. Gilbert went up. Back of the pack. Tyquin. Handball to Richards. From 50 metres he goes long. Deep up into the forward line. Punched away by the old Xaverian defenders. We'll get a ball in. Nearly 18 minutes gone. It's St Bede's 7, Zavs 14.
Well, again, we've just seen the value of the Zavs ruckman there with just a really good knockdown to Noonan and clearance.
A good hand in there, the spoil when the ball came back in. So Holmes again passes it down and applies a good tackle there. Might have been O'Toole at the bottom of the pack. So we'll have a ball up 15 metres out from the Tigers' goal. They trail 7-14. So Holmes again using the body and palming it down. All in disputed ground level. Big pack of players forming. Umpire letting it go, and he's called holding the footy. Now that might have been a free kick just to get the play moving. It's going to go to Zavs. I dare say he wouldn't have played that if it been a Zavs player at the bottom of the pack, giving a free kick away in that fashion, 5 metres out from goal. So free kick going to Kelly for Zavs in the back pocket. So he kicks with the right foot, clears defensive 45, up the line, one grab, not the other. Ball trickles out of bounds. We've played almost 19 minutes in this first quarter, and it's 14 Zavs plays 7 St Bede Mentone Tigers, thanks to the Bendigo Bank, Parkdale and Mentone East scoreboard.
So quick around the grounds. OM's 3 behinds. Collegians 2 goals. Blues 2-2. DLA yet to score. Scots 3-1. Old Brighton 1.
Thank you, John. Ball still in a big pack of players, half-back flank. We're getting towards the centre of the ground here on the tiny ground here at Mentone, and we'll get a ball up. Like the way the umpire's just putting the ball straight up in the air. Simon Richards has got the footy. He was wrapped up in a tackle by Ben Kennedy. Looks like they're on each other. Holmes just stands there. He wins the tap out. Comes to ground. Ben Kennedy raises the arms, gets the handball away to Gilbert. Over the top, Zavs drive up towards Goss. Punched away by the St Bede's defender there. Came down to Simon Richards. He was tackled by Hanley and will get a ball up 40 metres out from the Zavs goal.
Really good tackle there. That's the value of one of the many assets that Chopper Hanley brings. Great tackle on the ground for the big bloke.
So Miriam's flies, can't take it. So Zav's got a bit of numbers, slip it out to Goss, goes inside out. Mark taken in the goal square. I think it might be, is that Margin?
Yeah,
again?
it is. Number 9 Margin.
Yeah, so that's Matt Margin. He's marked directly in front, only 15 metres out. So a bit sloppy there from the Tigers to allow Goss a bit of space just to kick the ball 15 metres to Margin. Who comes in now. Cooksy's put it down, and he was right.
I've lost a bit of money over them on the ears.
So Margin kicks straight, and Zavs go to 3-2-20 lead. St Bede's Mentone Tigers 1-1-7. Travelled 21 minutes in this opening quarter thanks to Sky Home and Dandenong. And
in Premier B, Old Carey 1-4-10. The Vultures are 1 behind. Monash 0. Blacks 4-1-25. That's looking ominous. Bowyer 2-4-16, Caulfield 1-2-8, St Bernard's 3-1-19, Old Haileybury 2 behinds, and as per normal, Ajax haven't put anything in yet.
It's an amazing competition, that one, isn't it? Just how unbalanced it is. I heard Simon Caven this morning. He even admitted, didn't he, that they've gone into games thinking, we know we're going to win this by a long, long way, and they probably will have the same thing today playing Haileybury at home. Now, the ball out of the centre again, Old Xaverians. Ben Kennedy got it up towards the half-forward line. Tahana tried to take it, couldn't do so. Beats have numbers. One of them's Kai Beveridge. Gets the running handball away. Now they've got to be clean here.
Good tackle.
Great tackle, Old Xaverians. Came down to Beveridge again. And this time he was pushed off the footy by Gilbert. Having a bit of a go at him, and we'll get a ball in. Half-forward flank for the Old Zavs.
That was a ripper tackle, then head-on job, and managed to do it without
44.
offending.
Holmes up against Miriams, comes to ground. Smith pushed off the footy on the overlap, went to Ben Kennedy. Kennedy goes forward, right up into the full forward line. Goss in front, can't take the mark. Gets the handball away. Now wrapped up in a tackle, the Old Xaverians forward. On that occasion, getting up at the bottom of the pack was Matt Margin.
I'll tell you, that St Bede's player on Goss is doing really well, because Goss looks like he's on.
But Goss is presenting, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Ball comes to ground. Quick kick Beveridge out of the pack, but it goes hard and wide, and the free kick will go to Old Xaverians.
They're getting into young Kai Beveridge as well.
Yeah, that's are they ever. And the free kick will go to Johnson, and he goes backwards, and he finds Olsen.
So Olsen pops it over the top.
Gets it some treatment.
Nice player, Olsen.
So he goes with the right foot inside. 45 Handley can't quite get there. Ball slips over the back, goes out of bounds.
Yeah, just back to Brendan Goss. His hands, the two have just about stuck, but it's just been great defensive work to punch it away. And the fact that he followed up on the ground then and shot that smart handball out on the deck really, to me, indicates he's on.
Garside playing on Goss. He's doing a terrific job. Ball thrown in. Zavs 45. Tigers pick it up. Quick kick out of the pack. Milhusen drops the mark for Old Zavs. Ball up against the boundary line. And a good tackle there by St Bede's Tigers sees it goes over bounds.
He's a big boy. One that was tackled. Is it Ben Kennedy? No, not Ben Kennedy.
So we've got a tiny ground. If you put it into 4 quarters, there's 34 players in 1 quarter at the moment. So they have blocked it up. St Bede's have got to kick goals if they want to stay in the match. Holmes gets it down. Came out the back for Old Xaverians, but Richards wins it quickly there for St Bede's and drives long up to half forward. They haven't got numbers. Noonan gets the handball to Bissett. Bissett goes long and wide. Out looking for Johnson on this, for Gilbert on this wing. He was pushed off it by Tom Tyquin. Now St Bede's Mentone Tigers will drive towards half-back. In front, Millhausen doing the roving. Kelly for old Xaverians. He goes out wide to Holmes. One-handed. Can't pick the footy up. Wasn't clean. Good tackle by Dinger, but he got that football back to Stanford. Stanford went now right up towards the full forward line. Goss leading out in the race for the ball. Garside wearing him like a glove. We'll get a ball in right on the 45-metre arc. 24 gone. It's St Bede's 117. Old Xaverians 3-2-20 for the Bendigo Bank of Parkdale and Mentone.
So boundary throw in, Zavs in attack. Holmes again reaches over. As with the Tigers at ground level. Umpire's picked out a whistle though for too high, and it's going to go to the Tigers. Players taking a while to sort themselves out here. So Tigers take the free kick and go, bang it up the line. One of those ones that we've been noting happens a bit here at Brindisi Street, out of bounds on the full with the narrow ground. So the Zabs have got it. They go backwards. Dan Noonan, the skipper, marks at half-back. He likes to switch the ball. Going to centre half-back. Zabs have got a bit of time and space. They punch it up the line, looking for Olsen. He can't quite get there. Zabs have got the footy, though, now on that occasion. They work it out wide. Quick kick up the line. Holmes can't quite take it. All at ground level. Falls here to Johnson, who goes with a very smart short kick. And he finds Tommy Johnson.
Brothers? Played it, Tommy. Has Mark retired, John?
I think so.
Right.
A natural thing for him there to look for his brother.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the best option. He was actually within kicking range himself.
Yeah, he could have placed away, but he's chosen to go on the Tom.
Yeah.
So we've got a Zabs player, a bit sore. It's Brendan Goss.
Yeah.
So Johnson kicks from 40 metres out, left forward pocket. It's a beautiful looking kick, and he's kicked it. So goal to Zabs. They got a 4-2-26. Tigers 1-1-7. Travelled 25 minutes in this opening quarter thanks to Sky Home at Dandenong.
He doesn't look good at all.
No, it doesn't look good at all.
Coming, looks like it might be a knee, is it? He's certainly walking so as not to cause himself more pain. But look, a strong start from Zabs, and St Bede's just need to be careful here. It's 25 minutes into the quarter. They've
19 points now.
They've got to get back.
It's looking very dangerous because I think really Zabs in the amount of play probably could be further ahead. It's 4-2 to 1-1. First goal of the quarter for Zabs, not kicked by a margin. It was a great kick by Tommy Johnson. 26 plays 7. Danger signals reeling out everywhere here for St Bede's Mentone Tigers. They certainly need goals. They need plenty of them. Wines wins the ball out of the centre. Up towards half forward. Kelly ducking back. Can't take the footy. He does the tackling very well, though, and he gets the ball over the line and out of bounds in front of Porter and Rowlands, and we'll get a ball in right in front of that new illuminated scoreboard. They've still got it at 3-2 to 1-1, but I'm sure Ken Petrucco says it's 4-2 to 1-1.
They're in denial.
Correct.
Just one of those
Refusing
things that
to put it up.
the home team's not acknowledging.
Holmes gets the handball to Corey
There it goes.
Beetham. Up and under kick. Missed the man out there, Toole for St Bede's Mentone Tigers. And we'll get a ball in right on centre wing.
So 19-point lead for the visitors. And old Zabs, as Michael said, had most of the play in this opening quarter and could easily be further in front. So true wing position out of sight of the ground. Holmes belts it forward. Gaves 10 or 15 metres coming out to meet it. That could have been a free kick for him back, and is.
Should have been if there wasn't going to be one.
So Gilbert, he's got it now. He's 2 kicks from goal. Just a handball for a teammate who punches the ball inside 45. One grab, not the second for Ralph. So pulls out to the Tigers, and Tyquin punches the ball up the line. Knocked ahead by, well done on this occasion by the Tigers, and they're keeping it in front of them. Quick handball there, only as far as Kelly, though. He's right up against the boundary line, and happy to see it out of bounds.
Well, that might have hurt there on the
big handball, Tommy Johnson.
Pitch.
Yeah.
On the synthetic pitch, yeah.
Not pleasant to be tackled there, Tommy Johnson, on that synthetic pitch. And the umpire will bring it back in right in front of the cricket nets. Out of sight of the ground. 29 minutes gone. Been lots of stoppages, as always is here. Holmes gets it down. Around the body goes Jordan Troiani up towards half forward.
Oh.
Ducking back, dropping. What he should have taken was the St Bede's men fender. Came to Ralph, who went to Gilbert. Gilbert on the left foot went deep up into the forward line. It bounced, and it went straight through. Doing it easily here, Old Xaverians. They're 5 straight, 5-2, 32. St Bede's Mentone Tigers 1 straight 6. 26 points the margin.
Don't know who the player was, the terrific
1-1,
little
sorry.
shepherd there to the build-up of that goal. Great shepherd to let the bloke have the run through it.
32 plays 7s. Apologies for that. And we've gone 29 minutes and the clock seems to have stopped.
So back in the middle, so this is real danger time for the Tigers now. Coming through half forward is Bissett, kicks it inside 45. Good spoil there by the Tigers, but hungry at ground level as Zabs. So leading in the dash for the footy is Gilbert. He's 45 metres out for goal. Could have got another push in the back there. Umpire said no. Stacks on the mill. Can they get it out? Almost. Not quite. Umpire says give it a meet. No, free kick for too high. No, it was in the back to Gilbert originally. So Gilbert swings onto the left boot, puts it inside 45, but a pretty average kick, and Tahana's taken the mark at full back.
So Steve Tahana been okay in the back line. He's had plenty of work to do. As soon as I say he's been okay, he's got to be pinpoint perfect, and he is, and he finds James Ziller, the son of the ex-St Kilda player, goes back into the middle of Cowan. Showed up in the middle of the quarter, as you do with the orange boots. And Josh Cowan's got the footy and slowing up play. Called the play on. He gets around Tom Anderson. Then drives long right up towards centre wing. Holmes went up. But Noonan put the big mitts on the footy. And at the 31-minute mark, got a stat for a big contested mark. But that was all. And at quarter time, Old Xaverians are racing away. They're 5-2, 32. And they lead a pretty disappointing St Bede's Mentone Tigers. We're told they're going to come out to play today. 1-1-7. For Old Zavs, it's 2 to Matt Margin. Singles to Chris Margin, Tommy Johnson and Tom Gilbert. For St Bede's Mentone Tigers, Stuart Wines kicked the first goal in the first minute, and they were friendless since then. 25 points to the margin. First term brought to you by the Sky High Restaurant in Mount Dandenong. After the break, be back with Ken Petrucco on 96.5 Inter FM.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. If you look at
9 in Premier B, Carey 2-4-16, League Parkdale 1-3-9, Monash Blues 1-1-7, Trail Uni Black 6-1-37, no score from the Jackers and Mazenod, Caulfield Grammarians 2-3-15, Trail Bay Morris 2-5-17, that one match of the day 4v5, and St Bernard's 3-4-22, Lead Old Haileybury 0-4-4. We'll bring you some Premier C and other divisional scores worth passing on throughout the quarter. On 96.5 Inter FM, here's Chris Venus.
So 25-point lead. Xavier going into the second quarter. Great takeaway, though, by Barnes, the skipper for the Tigers. Puts them inside 45 in a dangerous spot. Left forward pocket, but Zabs have got the numbers and they clear the footy. So they punch it up the line. Spoil over the back from Taekwon, pushes the ball out of bounds.
We got some stats off courtesy of Old Zavs. They're leading the tackle count 18-15. Inside 50s 13-6. Contested possessions, they're down 12-15. Stoppage ball ups, they're in front 9-10. They've had 23 marks to 7 and 18 handball receives to none for St Bede's. So that's quite amazing.
They should be fit for own
tackles inside their forward 53. Only 1 in the St Bede's forward line and 3 marks inside their forward 50. Because 2 of their goals have come from outside the area.
Yep.
So comprehensive display in the first quarter with Zabs, and they're now centre wing, just attacking side of the centre of the ground. So Barnes has been good early in this, gets another early touch now. Running off half back of the Tigers, kick around the body to a contest. Do well though, dashing through the middle of the ground is O'Toole. So they kick to full forward, numbers with Zav though, and a great mark. So Zavs get it now to half back. They've got to stop and prop. They go backwards to Tiernan. So Tiernan punches with the left foot kick. Oh, it's a shocker though. And mark taken by Simon Richards. He goes short, inside 45, and finds Ziller. So Ziller is probably a bit far out to score. He squares the ball in the middle of the ground.
Player up then.
Yeah. It's a good grab. It's a difficult shot. So has he got the distance? That's the question. He's going to have to kick this probably 52 metres He runs out, reaching for the distance. Kick on its way, not going to quite get there.
Oh.
Lands on the goal line. Mark.
Right. Porter had the weight of that on his back. Walking away there, a bit grimacing in pain.
And he had Holmes there as well, but he wasn't able to get a fist to the ball. So Rowland's at full forward. He's grabbed it.
Oh, Georgie Rowland.
Yep.
And he's going to kick his first goal for the afternoon, and the Tigers' second, and a much-needed one. So you wouldn't know it, though. Geez, not a lot of support for the home side after that goal. So they go
Better
to
warm up, I think.
2-1-13. Trail by 19 points. Zabs 5-2-32. Travelled 2.5 minutes second quarter thanks to clear-cut hairdressing.
Premier C, Williamstown CWMS 1-5-11, Trail Old Ivanhoe 4-2-26. St Mary's 2-2-14, Trail Pegs 3 straight 18. Old Mentonians 4-4, Lead Peninsula 2-3. No score from the match of the day, local double V5, Marsland, Old Camberwell. Hampton Rovers in Division 1 have kicked 11-2 in the first quarter against Ivanhoe 3-2. A match of the day there is Ormond and Preston Bullant still waiting for a score. Whitefriars third in Division 2, 6-3 lead Uni High 1-3. In Division 3 match of the day, Manningham Cobras come out okay, 3-4 against Glen Ira 3-2. And nothing to speak of in Division 4. Bring you all the scores of all 35 matches around Melbourne in Premier Division 4 here on 96.5 NRFM. Now they've got the first goal, St Bede's Mentone Tigers. Hopefully that won't be a replay of the first quarter where they didn't get another one. Can they win the ball clear? Not yet. Zavs, as the Zavs stats staff kindly produced all those stats in the first quarter, they had most of the ball, but they also had most of the tackles. Holmes gets it down. Only as far as Richards. He nearly turned it over, but Chris Richards has got the footy.
Oh, it's a free kick.
And he's turned a handball, though. The umpire said a free kick. What was that for, John?
Oh, he just got
tackled after he got rid of the ball.
Oh, boy.
No sign of Brendan Goss back on, is it?
Nope.
No.
So St Bede's Mentone have the ball. Wines misses it. He was drilled into the ground.
A couple of heavy-handed free kicks from Zavs there.
And Stuart Wines.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, Goss is standing up on the boundary line, so looks like he might be ready to come on. Goes up there to Porter. Porter had the kick smothered. Zavs have the numbers. Handball away by Olsen. Went to Bissett. Bissett ran to Anderson right on centre wing. Tom Anderson now back onto the left foot. Kicks it long up towards the centre half forward position. Should have taken the mark, didn't do so. Didn't look good. And 4.5 minutes in, it's 13-32. Zavs lead.
So umpire going to ball it up. 50 metres out from the Zavs goal. Holmes again belts it forward, goes 5 or so metres. On the burst there is Kawani.
He's going to
wasn't
pay,
able to get rid of it, and he's been pinged for holding the footy. So good tackle there.
No, he was just walking towards the boundary, bringing that into play and taking the player with him without really attempting to get rid of it.
So free kick. Right half back to the Tigers. They punch it up the line. Porter. Ball goes over his head. Running player now. Richards 2-on-2 inside the forward line for the Tigers, but not a great kick. He copped one in the back to Tiernan.
Tiernan, yeah.
For Zavs, and Tiernan swings onto the left boot out wide.
He's tough.
Beautiful again by Tiernan to Stanford. Stanford drives up the line, and Anderson presenting well takes the mark. Outer side of the ground. Tom Anderson now, he goes long up looking for Hanley. It went in front of him towards Robbie Ralph. He couldn't take it. Punched away by the St Bede's defenders right over the line and out of bounds. So more promising start for the home team in the second quarter. They trail by 19. St Kevin's have kicked the goal at Trinity to lead by 5 at quarter time there. Ball comes back in, around the body. Ben Kennedy bounces right up to the half forward line. I think it was Anderson, couldn't take the footy. Was a St Bede's player pushed in the back? No, said the umpire. Now he's hatching it.
Beveridge.
The umpire's waiting for it. Kai didn't get it out. And the umpire pays the free kick against Kai Beveridge. And it will go the way of old Xaverians. It'll go to Stanford.
Did you get the Marston Old Camberwell score? Did that come up? No, so it's 2-1-13 Marston Old Camberwell 2 straight 12.
Thanks, John.
And Ivanhoe 5-3-33 to 2-6-18 Williamstown.
Yeah. So Stanford 30 metres out directly in front to answer for old Zavs. Does it easily. Puts it straight through the middle, and he gets his first of the day.
Yeah, so the one that St Bede's didn't want, they'd opened up a little bit with a little bit more sting in their tail, and got the opening goal again, but just, you know, that really shallow entry that got intercepted by Tiernan there when they had good possession of the ball in the middle of the ground. It was an unpressured kick into the forward 50, and they kicked it to 2-on-2. Neither of the St Bede's forwards moving, and then Savs have taken it back the other way and completely deflated any lift in play.
Yeah. So Cowan in the middle of the ground. Zabs get it going their way. The big fella Holmes gets his hands on the footy, kicks it deep to full forward, over the back to Handley. Can't quite grab it. Ball in dispute, right in the back pocket. Quick kick by Tigers. Comes to Handley. He picks it up. Oh, he's set upon by 2 players for the Tigers, one of whom was Garside. Wrapped up in a good tackle, so we'll have a ball up 4 metres out in the forward pocket. Handley goes up. Miriams did well to obscure his run. Quick kick out of the pack by the Tigers. They go only as far as margin, though, for Zabs. Just got the boot to the ball. Corley Beethan dives in, holds it in play, and we'll have a ball up 45 metres out from goal.
A remarkably similar scoreline at University. The Uni Blues of 6-5, Delara 1-3.
So 2 games that are going pretty one-sided at the moment.
As is
there.
Scotch and Old Brighton.
To Dinger. Handball went out. Now Tiernan was ridden to the ground. In the back, umpire saw them that way, and Louis Tiernan, who took, as John said, the intercept mark across nearly the full-back line a couple of minutes ago, will now put his trusty left foot into action from 40 metres out to take the margin out to a game-high 31.
Scotch are 5-1 to 1-3, so Collegians 5-1 to 5 points. St Kevin's 3 straight to 1-7, so
Louis Tiernan, the margin at the moment is 25, and as he kicks, he makes the margin 31. Tiernan gets his first. Zavs get their 7th, putting on a bit of a clinic at the moment. 7-2-44 to 2-1-13. That's on the Buxton Real Estate of Mentone scoreboard, and the second quarter brought to you by Clear Cut Hairdressing.
yeah, well, just an unnecessary free kick, Ken, wasn't it?
Yep, absolutely.
And so Zavs again completely taken away any possible resurgence of St Bede's with the next 2 goals.
So it's back to a 31-point lead. It was 25 at quarter time. So the bright start for the second term by the Tigers has well and truly been extinguished now. And too high. Free kick going to the Tigers, so they'll have it defensive side of the centre. So they just need to probably hang on to the footy now for 30 seconds or a minute. Just, oh, they've almost copped it over here.
Oh.
And on to Wines. On his best piece of play there. Tigers, and we'll have a ball up. That sort of summed up their afternoon a bit. They had a free kick at right half back, and they muffed it up, and now back to a 50-50. Holmes belts it clear. Great kick. Goes to Truani. He kicks it to the 45. Knocked away and goes out of bounds. So left half forward for Zabs, 50 metres out from goal.
I remember the last time these 2 sides met, St Bede's were in front in time on the last quarter.
At Chirac Park, yeah. They're, as we said, some days they haven't come to play, and this looks like it might unfortunately be one of these. They've got to start to get the ball pretty quickly. Zavs the first to it. They're harder at it.
Do you want to hit the road early? Cook, you're right.
No. We've come a long way. We might as well stay. So we're 45 metres out from the old Xaverian goal. Cowan charges through, beats one, and then goes on the left foot. Now he's got a 2-on-2 running contest that eludes them all. Simon Richards now first to the ball. He needs support. He's only got Xaverians jumping on top of him. And just as it broke out to one of his teammates, the umpire said, I'll ball it up. So he puts the ball in the air. Porter wins it down. Only went as far as Dinger. He was wrapped up in a tackle. Ben Kennedy got the quick handball away to Bissett. He went back to Chris Margin, kicked a goal in the first quarter. He got the handball away to Milhausen, and now they go to the centre where they turn it over, and the mark taken by Nathan Smith. Right in the middle of the ground, Smith goes up towards the half-forward line, misses its target. Noonan does a good job, gets the overlapping handball back to Louis Tiernan. He's got to be good with the hands. He ends up back with Dan Noonan. He goes backwards to Chris Margin. They're building up the stats, not going far. Margin goes pinpoint and finds Stanford on centre wing.
So Stanford swings onto the right boot into the centre of the ground. One-on-one contest. Beveridge flies. Oh, Kennedy does brilliantly well. Takes the mark. Lays it off to a teammate who runs to 45. Kick on its way. Not going to quite make their distance, and punched through by Garside for one behind.
So it was the running Bissett, I think it was, who'd come from the half-back line.
Just a bit of play there about buying themselves time and space
and then prepared to run. So Kai Beveridge has got the footy. Centre half-back for St Bede's Mentone Tigers, trailing by 32 points. Kicks it long and wide, and it was punched over the line and out of bounds, and will get a ball in. Just forward of centre for Old Xaverians. 32 gone. 32 the margin, 12.5 minutes gone in this second term. Holmes up against Miriams. Miriams gets to the front, but Holmes taps it down, only went there as far as Barnes. Back there to McCann. He had his kick smothered in front of Corley Beetham, and once again, we'll get a throw in.
So, just going around the grounds. The Parkdale Vultures have got right back in 3-3 to 3-4 against Old Carey.
So 45 plays 13 here. Zavs in the lead. Quick kick out of the pack, goes their way. They kick to centre half forward. Knocked away, comes down to Tahana. So Tahana for the Tigers. He's got a bit of time. Not a great kick. Didn't put it out in front of his teammate there. And Ralph came through to handball to a teammate. One over to Kennedy. So Kennedy's 60 metres out from goal. So he goes with the right boot, very short. Not sure how far that went, but it's been paid a mark. And goes to Tommy Johnson. So he's 65 metres out from goal. Swings onto the right boot. It's a fearing ball looking for Brendan Goss. Punched away though, Garside. He's done a great job on him so far this afternoon. He has spent a bit of time off the ground. And it stacks on the mill. Umpire letting it go. And then calls holding the ball. So free kick going to the Tigers. And it's going to go to Garside.
So Dan's got the footy. He handballs to Cowan. Cowan goes to the outer side of the ground, over the back, McCann, and Wines. Wines shows him a clean pair of plates. Gets the kick away right up towards the half-forward line. Umpire said a free down the ground, and that free down the ground will go the way of George Rowlands, who's kicked the only goal in this quarter for St Bede's Mentone Tigers.
And he's generally a good shot at goal.
And he'll kick from right on the 45-metre arc, right on the boundary line, but he's had no intention of looking up to pass the ball. He's backed himself in. And George Rowlands will look for his second goal of the quarter. St Bede's third of the match. At the 14-minute mark of the second quarter from the shopping centre side of Brindisi Street. And he pulls it just as Chopper did in the first quarter to the left, and 1 minor score. He has 1-1. St Bede's have 2-2.
There's a bit of breeze out there now. The trees are just starting to move around a bit.
So Ralph for Zavs kicks it in. Doesn't quite clear. Defensive 45. Ball in dispute. Kennedy shovels it out. Does well. Gets it to Chris Margin. He tucks it under the arm. Has one bounce. Kicks from half back up the line. Mark there taken by Anderson. Does well. It's off to a running player in Matt Margin. Handballs to a teammate. Not able to quite get it. Picks it up now. Goes inside out with the right foot kick. And he's kicked it. And geez, he's enjoying it too.
Can't work out who it is.
We'll just wait till he turns around.
Anderson.
Bissett.
And we'll wait and see what he's congratulated by several teammates, and he hasn't yet turned around for us able to catch who it is.
44.
Yeah, Bissett. So Bissett kicks his first goal for the afternoon. It's raining goals here for Zavs.
Wee Georgie.
Do you know anything about him?
No.
Never heard of him before yesterday, but anyway, he's doing a good job.
8-3-51, Zavs. Tigers 2-2-14, 15.5 minutes travelled second quarter thanks to Clear Cut Hairdressing.
He's playing on a wing and he's running up and down the lines, doing work defensive and forward. Out of the centre, St Bede's Mentone Tigers take it with a high tackle. Umpire said play on, paid advantage. Went down to the half-forward line. Smith tried to come in, couldn't take the footy. Was it a free kick back there to Tiernan? No, said the umpire. Big pack of players now on top of the footy. We'll get a ball up 45 metres out from the St Bede's goal. Margin's got out to 37 points.
Which one? Oh, sorry. You said margin.
Sorry, good call.
Kenny boy.
The Margins are winning the game at the moment, although St Bede's have got the footy. A free kick against Matt Margin, and it's gone to Porter.
It looks like he's going to have a shot here, Michael.
Well, he'll unload from 48 metres or nearly 50 metres.
Oh.
On the runway, he got the handball away to Tom Tykewin, and he just chipped in short. Miriam had to be strong with the hands, and he was, and he's taken the mark 33 metres out from goal directly in front. But he's got one problem.
What's that?
He's a ruckman. And they invariably don't kick these goals.
He's directly in front, though. So he's not any angles.
Then again, he has played a bit of time forward as well.
Yeah.
So Lachlan Mirams.
He's not happy with the man on the mark, is he?
He's got nearly 3/4 the Ben Brown type runway. Now he's going to pull his socks up. The umpire should just say, get on with it, kick. Stop wasting time. Your team's 37 points down. You need to win today to stay a relevant chance in Premier Division. Mirams comes in. Beautiful kick off the boot, straight through the middle. Made me eat my words, and he kicks the third goal for St Bede's on a 3-2-20. Old Zabs 8-3, 51 for Buxton Real Estate of Mentone.
Looks to me like Luke Bissett has been at the club for a while. He played in the finals for them last year in the reserves.
Right.
So.
Okay. Well, he's sort of looking fairly good, I think.
Probably has come through their under-19s and year in the seconds and coming through.
He's done a few good things.
So 31-point lead to Zabs. It's 3-2 in this second quarter. You feel like the Tigers are in it, but they just can't string together consecutive goals. So let's see if they can do it on this occasion. All thrown up in the middle, and they've got an opportunity here because it's a free kick going their way for too high. And it's going to Iduka. So he swings it out wide to a teammate, Zilla, who punches it up the line. And Mark Taken, though, winds out, pointed on that occasion by Zabs, and they'll got it in defensive 50. So they go the switch, and they move the ball around, comes to Noonan. So he's got it in the left back pocket. So he elects to switch yet again. They're quite happy to do that, Zabs, aren't they? So Nick McCann's got it now in the right back pocket. If they're not happy with what's ahead of them, and they're going to potentially do it again. He chooses not to, so McCann punches it up the line. It's a good kick to Tiernan. And Tiernan marks at right half back. So not a lot of, little bit of movement ahead on a clear target. So he punches it high and up the line. Flying from behind there was Zabs. The ball comes down now. Richards, quick kick out of the pack to the Tigers, but good mark by Zabs, taking it inside defensive 45.
So they take the mark at half-back and drive the ball beautifully into the centre of the ground. Long kick. Old Xaverians up looking for Brendan Goss. He takes it on the half volley. Got the handball away. Missed its target in Kelly, but they still got the football. Was there a high tackle? No, said the umpire. Will get a ball up 40 metres out. Just quickly around the grounds, Trinity 3-8-26 lead. St Kevin's 3 straight 18. OM's 1-6-12. Trail Collegian 7-1-43. Uni Black 6-7-43. Lead D-La 3-3-21. Now the ball comes out the back of the pack. Old Xaverians can't take it. No one can.
The ball.
And the umpire's going to play holding the ball against St Bede's Mentone Tigers. Ken liked the call.
Well, prior opportunity.
Yep, fair call, Ken. And Tommy Johnson will take the resultant free kick. Now, kicked a magnificent goal in the first. No, he won't get it. It'll go to Robbie Ralph. So Ralph's 53 metres out. He can't get the distance. Weighs up what to do, so he chips the ball 40 metres up towards the top of the goal square. Pack of play, players fly. Umpire said a free kick will go the way of St Bede's.
Yeah, I think an aborted marking attempt there by Old Zabs.
One more score. Scotch 7-4-46. Thumping Old Brighton 1-3-9. Which was predicted.
So 31-point lead here to Zabs. Tigers just hanging on as best they can. They punch it outside 45. Defensive side of the wing. Good mark by Beveridge. He went to kick on the left foot, then goes on the right. He goes up the line to Rollins. Can't quite get there. Oh, dishes out a stiff bump to the Zabs player after he kicked it. Zabs have done well. Margin gets it to Corley Beethan. Flying past there is Johnson. He gets a handball on there to Truani. Truani on the left boot. Tries the miracle goal, but kicks behind. So 32 points the lead now. Zabs 8-4-52. Tigers 3-2-20. Travelled 21 minutes in this second quarter thanks to clear-cut hairdressing. And that score on the Buxton Real Estate Mentone scoreboard.
So St Bede's Mentone Tigers through Utica have the ball deep in the back line. They'll go long out to the outer side of the ground. Going up was Olsen. Nearly took the mark. Ball came to ground. Handball away O'Toole in front of McCann. Came to ground. Zilla tried to take it. Bottom of the pack or Ralph for Old Xaverians, and we'll get a ball up right on the outer side of the ground here.
Temperature just dropped about 5 degrees then.
Yeah, John Canis just going for the gloves.
Porter wins the takeaway. Only as far as Barker, and the ball went over the line and out of bounds, and once again we'll get a throw in.
So 32-point lead. You feel like the Tigers need at least a goal, if not 2, before the halftime
Right.
siren. Maybe 3. I'm sure they wouldn't say no. So Holmes reaches over the top. Zavs get the tap. Good pressure, though, there on that occasion. They've kept it in. They have, no, not quite.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is that they just have really struggled to get it into their forward line in a meaningful way at all. They're barely passing the centre a lot of the time. So,
And when they have, they've often had a very open forward line, but they haven't been able to really put it in good spots for those forwards who have been one-on-one.
Backline's been great too.
Yeah, exactly. So Zilla gets it now. So the Tigers get it going up towards Cowan. But easy mark on that occasion taken by Kelly at halfback for Zavs.
So Kelly, one of the youngsters for Old Xaverians, goes long up to the centre wing and standing up, taking a big mark. They got the handball away to Cooley, beat them. He had to duck back, drop the footy. That's what the crowd wanted, but they didn't get it. Now the handballs come out the back to Olsen. Olsen on the left foot, goes up looking for Goss. Punched away by Garside. He's done a great job. O'Toole overran the footy. Came to Troiani. It bounced and it went in. Old Xaverians have got all the answers here. They're running away. 9-4-58. St Bede's Mentone Tigers 3-2-20. Jordan Troiani has his first and becomes the 8th individual goal kicker for the Zavs this afternoon.
Yeah, well, it's somewhat of a procession, isn't it? St Bede's are really, they haven't got a punch to throw at this stage. They're not able to. That last, again, 4-8 forward, just onto the 50-metre line or 45-metre line was easily intercepted by the number 28 for Old Zavs, who is Anderson across the half-back there.
And O'Toole, unfortunately, they just overran the ball for the Tigers, allowed Troiani to run into almost an open goal. So non-controlling umpire from about 40 metres away has called a free kick for holding, going to Beveridge for the Tigers. So just defensive side of the centre circle. So he goes on the right boot out wide. Not a great kick, though. 2-on-1. And
hand on shoulder.
numbers, yeah. And the numbers toll out. Zavs get a free kick on this occasion, and it's going to Milhusen. So he punches the ball short to Johnson, gets it back now, has to get around Cowan, does that. It's across the ground to Tiernan. He's been close to the best player on the ground in the first half of foot. He's been everywhere. So Tiernan, great kick to Noonan. So he's still on defensive 45. Happy to do this, Zavs, and just move the ball around with their superior skills by foot and by hand. So Zavs have got it now. They go that centering ball into the middle of the ground. Doesn't come up on that occasion. So the Tigers have got an open forward line and they kick well. And mark taken 40 metres out directly in front. That might be, is it Roland?
Smith.
No, Smith. So that was the first time, John, I reckon they've gone inside 50 and kicked it to advantage of a forward.
Yeah, but in a lot of ways that's due to what's going on down in that open forward line. The guys have been pretty stagnant down there. Now, is this...
Nathan Smith.
I think, kicked 4 goals against them at Jurek Park.
Yeah, 5, I think.
5,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Smith kicks from outside 45. Kick on its way. It's a bit of a floater, but it's straight. So much needed goal there for the Tigers. They go to 4-2-26. And Zavs 58. Travelled about 24 minutes in the second quarter thanks to Clear Cut Hairdressing and the Buxton Real Estate Mentone.
Yes, well, a much needed goal, but it's a long way back.
I mean, they've been much more competitive this quarter, 3-4, but they're playing catch-up, so they've got to be winning quarters. And
yeah,
the margin's bigger than what it was at quarter time. It was 25 at quarter time. It's currently 32. And you'd love them to get 1 goal more just to get back into the game as Tyquin gets it to Miriams. Miriams goes up towards the half-forward line. Noonan leads right back in the race for the ball there in front of Chris Richards. The boys want a free kick there, St Bede's players, for deliberate. Ken says that's rubbish. That's what he did for his whole career. And the full back line just knocking the ball out of bounds. Free kick off the ball. No, said the umpire, as Porter fell over. So Porter got back up. He's going to contest against Holmes. We're 30 metres out from the St Bede's Mentone Tigers goal. Holmes probably won the hit out. Didn't go that far. Was there a high tackle? No, said the umpire. Give it to me. I'll ball it up. Right on 45. 26 minutes gone. Old Zavs lead by 32. Most games in Premier Division pretty one-sided this afternoon. Ball comes out. Corley Beetham fell over. Ball came to ground. Who can take it? Free kick's going to be paid the way of St Bede's Mentone Tigers.
That's it.
And it'll go to Sam Barker.
In
No.
Premier B, once you've got that name. Who is it?
Yep, Sam Barker.
It is Sam Barker, yes.
Old Carey having a fight on the hands out at Dunshay. It's 4-6-30. The Parkdale Vultures 3-5-23. Monash 1-1-7. The Blacks are 10-4-64. It's level 32 apiece between Caulfield and Bowie, and St Bernard's are 67. Haileybury at 12.
Wow. Here's Barker to the southern end. And once again, third time from that position, pushes the ball to the left, and only one minor score when they desperately need a goal. 4-3 to 9-4, 27.5 gone.
So Tiernan bringing it in from fullback, goes right up the middle of the ground. Pinpoint pass, finds Noonan, the skipper, centre half back. So he swings it out to a runner out wide. He's got a couple of them. Chris Margin handballs to a teammate who gets it back. He's under a bit of pressure, so kicks around the corner, but it was a good one. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson by hand, looking on there to Matt Margin. Almost gets rid of it. No, it was caught holding the footy.
He was asleep.
Yeah, so O'Toole,
You're right,
good
Kenny.
tackle there.
Didn't expect it.
He does do sort of sloppy things sometimes, doesn't he? It doesn't seem to be
bit of
clean sometimes, and other times he's brilliant.
Well, I could have pirouetted as quick as him there.
So lack
I
of
don't reckon
awareness
he could,
there.
Ken.
So
Your days of pirouetting are over.
So O'Toole punches it long, but mark taken by Zabs at halfback.
So Noonan had the ball, handballed away, and now they drive it
Beautiful
beautifully
kick.
in the centre through Bissett, who goes to Clay Johnson. He's about to play on now. The umpire said he broke the line, so he did play on and got the ball right up towards the half-forward line where they've turned over. And the mark taken back there by Garside.
Gee, terrible kick there when he was well clear.
So Garside's got the footy. Drop punt right into the middle of the ground. Zavs have numbers. Olsen was first to get it. He got through 6 or 7 right on the siren of a quarter that went 28 minutes and 43 seconds. And it was a quarter that Old Xaverians added to their lead. They're 9-4-58, kicking 4-2 for the term. And they lead St Bede's Mentone Tigers, much more competitive in that term. 4-3-27, kicking 3 straight for the term. One multiple goal scorer on the ground. Matt Margin has 2. Singles to Louis Tiernan, Tom Gilbert, Daniel Stanford, Tommy Johnson. Now they're all arguing, and there'll be a lot of jumping on top of each other, Chris, and nothing will come of it whatsoever. And then they'll walk.
Someone tipped that, Kenny boy.
Oakley 6-3 lead West Brunswick 3-10. Premier C, Old Geelong 8-5 lead Fitzroy 7-7. Williamstown 4-10 trail Old Ivanhoe 6-4. St Mary's 3-4 trail Pegs 9-3. Old Mentonians 4-8 lead Peninsula 4-5. Match of the day, Marsland 6-3 trail Old Camberwell 7-10. Here's Chris.
So we'll come back to you, Michael, throughout the call to get those Premier and Premier B division scores. So in the middle, free kick here going to Tigers. What can they do? They try by 31 points, the home side. They go inside 45, bit of time, bit of space. Well done, Tiernan gets a hand. Oh, Tigers get a free kick there for too high.
Premier B, Old Kerry, 4-6-30 trail Parkdale Vultures 4-7-31. Monash Blues 1-1-7 thumped by Uni Blacks 12-4-76. Ajax 6-8-44 lead Mazenod 4-5-29. Caulfield Grammarians in a close one 5-1-31 trail Beaumaris 4-8-32. And St Bernard's 10-8-68 going on their merry way over Old Haileybury 1-7-13.
I think the score was actually 5-3.
5-3, they've hit the front against 4-8.
So Nathan Smith crosses the 45 arc, tight angle, looking for his second goal. Kick on its way, it's working back, and he kicked it.
They're good at the first one, Chris.
There, that's 3 quarters in a row they've kicked the
Job's
first
done.
goal.
Job's done.
So Tigers go to 5-3-33. They try by 25 points. Zabs 9-4-58. Travelled 90 seconds in the
They'd be suited by the Damien Hardwick quarter of 3 minutes or something. They might win. They could play the Gold Coast in a thriller because none of them can go after that. Premier Division, St Bede's, as I said, we know the score here. Trinity 4-8-32 leads St Kevin's 3-1-19.
Could be a boil over
Old
there.
Melbourne, it's 2-6-18 trail Collegians 9-3-57. Old Zabs win the ball out of the centre. Troiani gets the handball away to Olsen. Olsen went over the top looking for Bissett. Pushed off the ball. Ball went out of bounds. Uni Blues 7-9-51 lead D. Larcell 4-3-27. And Old Scotch rocketing away 11-5-71 over Old Brighton 2-3-15.
That's looking like it might push their percentage over 100.
Yeah, and Zabs might get a good percentage here too.
So Scotch started slowly, but they've been good the last 3 or 4 weeks, and that continuing down at the Camberwell Sports Ground this afternoon.
It doesn't matter to Blues because they've got that draw.
No, it's at Scotch College.
Scotch
that's
College,
right.
is it?
Yeah, it is. It's at the college, yep.
It's on the hill in Hawthorn.
Yes.
Yeah.
We named the Scotch Hill.
Excellent, taking advantage of the school
It's funny
holidays
'cause
just
they
beginning.
prefer gin to Scotch.
So thrown in, Holmes can't get it, so the Tigers get it away though. They go inside 45, open looking forward line. Oh, big fly from the back there, that was silly.
That was Richards, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was silly from Chris Richards, gives away a free kick.
Silly boys. Should be more,
And
more
Chris Martin's
experienced
going
than
to
that.
take it from Zavs. Yeah, just very ambitious attempt to mark the footy that collected his old Zavs opponent in Chris Martin. So he's got it now. Right back pocket, takes on the man on the mark. Not a lot to go to, so he's going to go wide. But his kick comes off. And mark taken by a teammate there.
Troiani or Kelly?
Yeah,
Troiani.
Troiani punches it up the line. So looking for Matt Margin, Spore from behind. So the Tigers are looking better this quarter. They kick inside 45, big open space. Doing well there. On that occasion is Tahana, comes to Barnes. Underneath, tumbling ball goes through for the one behind.
That was a classic piece of Michael Barnes' play with him.
It was good.
Just breaking clear with the ball in hand, heading towards goal, but just it was shut.
Even the local crowd got a bit excited, and the ball from the kick-ins come into the huge man in Jason Holmes, who's got the ball. Half-back flank. Doesn't get many possessions, wins a lot of ruck takedowns, sets them up. Punched away, came back down to Cowan on the left foot. He goes up there looking for Porter, can't take it, ball comes to ground. Richards got laid down in a tackle. Rollins came in hard. Barnes it was as well. Quick kick away there by Milhouse and up to Robbie Ralph right in the centre of the ground. He got the handball back to Johnson. He turned it over and went to Tahana. So Tahana will clear for St Bede's. He'll clear to the outer side of the ground. And on the overlap, the ball's come to Kai Beveridge. Wobbly kick right up to the full forward line. And guess who? Dan Noonan takes the mark.
So Noonan handballs to Tien and tucks the footy under his arm. Dashes outside 45, has a bounce. Good kick up the line. Finds a teammate in Bissett who didn't have to break stride. It's a handball here to Anderson. Anderson on again. On this occasion to Johnson. Johnson goes very short, looking for the leading Goss. Garside wearing him tight as he has all afternoon though. And it goes to Beveridge, but he's wrapped up in a tackle. So we'll have a ball up, left half forward. Old Zab's in attack. So he's been terrific this afternoon, Garside, on Goss, and he's struggled to get rid of Goss. So I got a free kick there for too high, clearly going to Tigers.
Interesting stat that Zavs have had a total of 60 handball receives. St Bede's have had 0.
What?
Total marks.
That can't be right. 0? Really? Well, cheer them in for their first one. There's got to be one here. No. Chris Richards takes the ball, goes up towards the half-forward line. Zavs have numbers.
Great, mate.
St Bede's wanted the ball, and that was Wines who kicked the first goal. He goes out to the leading Smith. He's kicked 2. He's deep in the forward pocket. He's got to use some magic. He keeps the ball in deep into the forward line. Off the ground, St Bede's Mentone Tigers. Barnes doesn't score, and now Zavs probably will try and clear again through Milhausen. The handball away. Ends up with Anderson. He goes under to Kennedy. Kennedy's wrapped up in a tackle. The crowd want a free kick. It's not going to be paid. And I think we're going to get an out of bounds and a ball in. We've nearly gone 6 minutes. It's only 25 past 3. On the clear-cut hairdressing scoreboard, it's 5-4 to 9-4. 24-point lead Zabs.
Total marks, Zavs have had 52 to 22 by St Bede's.
So probably the best 3 minutes of the match for the Tigers here. They've looked really good and quite dangerous in attack too. So ball thrown in. Right half forward, but Zabs have got it now, and they dash away with it with Bissett. So Bissett, the right foot from half back to half forward. Handley over the top. Couldn't take it on the second grab. Ball at ground level, though. Zabs centre it into the middle of the ground, but no one there. Oh, 2 St Bede's players didn't communicate with each other, but it worked out okay. Tahana got a left-footed kick. Got an awkward bounce, though, for a teammate. Numbers win out, though, for the Tigers, and they dash away off half back.
They do dash away through Tom Tyquin, who goes into the centre to Wines. Wines just half held up, weighing up an option. The option he's gone for is James Tyquin. He keeps the ball in. No, he doesn't, fortuitously for him, because Xavier are off. And we'll get a throw in now on the half-forward flank for St Bede's. As Chris said, they're working their way back into the game. They've picked up 1 point since quarter time, though, so it's a slow process. They're just hanging in there. Holmes gets the ball down only as far as now ends up with Beveridge. Beveridge wobbling. I don't know if that was fortuitous or brilliant, but it's ended up with his teammate 35 metres out from goal. No real angle to speak of. And this to cut the margin back to 3.
Interesting that a guy like Kai, who would have been well coached, you know, with Dad over the years, you would assume he would kick with his left foot, decided to choose
the right
to
foot
kick
banana.
with his preferred kick, preferred kicking foot.
George Rollins has got the ball. He'll traverse the 45-metre arc. He's got the backing of John Canis. The home crowd want a goal.
Beautiful.
Rollins slots it straight through the middle.
Beautiful.
And St Bede's coming back into the game. 6-4-40. Rollins has 2. Zav's a bit stagnant on 9-4-58. I think that's 3 goals in a row to St Bede's. I think they kicked the last one of the second quarter.
They're mounting something, Crooksy. They're 3 goals down early in the third quarter. It's
Back in the game.
Anyone's game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. But further statistics, we see that inside 50s to half-time were 29-17 Zav's way. And tackles were 37 to 33.
So back in the middle of the ground, Holmes gets a handball there to a teammate in Olsen. Zavs get the takeaway. Diving mark there between wing and half forward. Wasting no time there, getting it inside 40. Goss, Garside though, good spoil. Goss not happy, pleading for a free kick. And in fact, the free kick's going to be played against him, going to Garside, so that won't improve his mood, I dare say. And standing on the mark, perhaps not something he's all that keen to do either.
Done a pretty good job, Garside.
Oh, great job.
Great job. So on this occasion, Arthur's going to take the free kick. So he's in the back pocket. Or the Tigers, he's gone short and find Wines.
Wines, I think.
So Wines at half back, punches it up the wing. Not a great kick though. And uncontested mark taken by Zavs.
So Kelly got the ball away to Olsen. Olsen on the left foot. Turned it over again. And Stuart Wines, who's had a pretty good day, takes the mark on half-back flank. He's got to be better with his kicking option. Cowan wants it. He plays more the quarterback role. So Wines just wobbly kicks up. Porter in front. Ball comes to ground. Coming through hard was Barnes. He got the handball away to Zilla. Zilla wants to duck back onto his preferred left side. He does so.
Oh.
Bissett's the first in charge there for old Xaverians. He can't take the footy. Barnes overran it. Still St Bede's has some chance with the ball. A handball away from Utica. Found the boundary line. Will get a stoppage 45 metres out from the St Bede's goal. They are working back into the match. 18 points the margin. That's as close as they've been since... I think about the 12-minute mark of the first quarter. Ruck contest. Porter won it down. Zavs have the numbers. One of them's Tommy Johnson. He gets the handball to Tiernan. Tiernan looking for the boundary. Coming through Hearts and Beats. They're still keeping it, even though it looks as though it's nearly on the synthetic, as Utica got the ball wide. And the umpire said, no, give it to me. I'll throw it back in. So we're gone 10 minutes. It's 6-4 to 9-4. Zavs lead, and that's on the clear-cut hairdressing scoreboard.
So the Tigers just looking as threatening as they have all day. They've kicked the first 2 goals of this third quarter. And they're going to get a free kick here. A ruck infringement as well. So it's going to go to Mirams. So the big fella, he's 60 metres out from goal. Kicks it to the hot spot, 30 metres out.
Oh.
The fly can't quite get there. Tigers have got some numbers at ground level. Some of the legs were taken. No free kick. Players call for it, but Tiernan comes away with it for Zavs. So punches it up the line. He's got a couple of teammates on here. He's got one who does particularly well in Gilbert. Gilbert goes man on here to Bishop. Bishop open forward line, one-on-one Handley. Can he get there? All goes with the 1 mid. Can't get there, but he gets a free kick as he was held on to. And that was just the quick movement of the ball. Had the defender for the Tigers just panicking because he
It was his
sight of
box,
it.
and he didn't want to be in that situation, Chris, did he? Just one-on-one with Chopper.
Yeah. So Handley's going to kick for goal just to steady the ship for Zabs. Directly in front, 25 metres out. And Handley kicks it straight through the middle. So Chopper has kicked his first goal for the afternoon. And Zabs just steady the ship, and they go to 10-4-64. Back out to a 4-goal lead over St Bede's Mentone Tigers. This third quarter brought to you by the Bendigo Bank, Parkdale and Mentone East, and the scoreboard thanks to Clear Cut Hairdressing.
Is our effects mic down, or are the crowd not happy with the goals being scored today? Because there's
It's a small crowd,
pretty
I think I
quiet.
dare to say.
No, it's not.
No?
for here it's not
It's a
big.
quiet crowd then.
It's a quiet crowd. They're waiting.
Well, considering how many people were down there for lunch.
The calm before the storm. 4 goals the margin now. Holmes up against Miriams, came to Nathan Smith. He won the ball out of the centre, got it up to looking for Richards, but he couldn't take it. Doing a good job was Olsen. He's been good. Out looking for Troiani. Tahana runs at the football for St Bede's Mentone Tigers on the right foot. He chips up the line, and the mark was taken by Wines. He went back now inside and a turnover, and Clay Johnson's got the footy for Old Zavs on his left foot. Johnson drives up to the half-forward line. Goss in front, punched away Garside. Garside recovered well. He got it back to Tahana. Tahana with a handball over the top. Ends up with Miriams. Miriams went back to Barker. Barker sat on the ground. He got the handball up the line to Wines. Couldn't take it. We'll get a ball in. Just 4 to centre for Old Zavs. They lead by 24.
So that's not actually a handball. It's handball received, so it's running
No.
by from a mark.
They've got to have a couple.
Well, they just had a couple then, but they're more sort of... It's not looking to give it and break the line sort of handball.
So Holmes and Miriams do it. Holmes belts it 10 metres clear, but the Tigers have it. Kick it up to Kai Beveridge. He goes one way, then the other. It's hard to catch. A elusive fellow kicks inside 45, but only as far as Dan Newton, who takes the relieving mark for Zabs. So the skipper swings onto the trusty left boot, goes wide across the ground. Probably not the best looking kick. Pitches just inside the boundary line and goes over for a throw-in.
But that's the difference in the game, that the marking... there's an unhappy spectator there. It's the marking of the Zavs backline which is dominating the game, and it's not just denying some beach their forward thrust, it's also attacking back the other way.
Out of the middle, Ben Kennedy gets the handball away. It was turned over. St Bede's go long, right up to the full forward line. Wines punches it down, comes to ground. Can Beveridge or Simon Richards keep it in? Beveridge got around one. He went there to the full forward line, and it's gone right across the face of goal, over the line and out of bounds on the full. So an opportunity missed. It was a tough one. And the free kick will go back there to Old Xaverians.
The other thing about that back six is they can all play all different shapes and sizes. I mean, they can all handle.
Play tall or small.
Yeah, they can.
So Louis Tiernan's got the footy. Trusty left foot kick. This no exception. Goes 50 metres. Gets the carry out looking for Robbie Rolfe. Punched away from him. Holmes look for the boundary line. The boundary umpires get a big workout here at Brindisi Street, and we'll get another throw in.
Do you reckon they see Brindisi Street on the
Oh, no.
allocation for the roster and they go, oh, goodness, got to bring my best arm today. They've had plenty of opportunities. So 15 minutes travelled in this third quarter. It's Old Zav 64, Tigers 40. Even 4 goals the lead. It was 31 points at half-time. So O'Toole, good smother there by Zavs, and they're on their way. Big ball here on this occasion, well held up by the Tigers. They were away to the races just inside the boundary line in front of us here on the broadcast side of the ground. And ball up.
Around the grounds, OM's 2-6-18, Collegians 9-3-57. Uni Blues John 9-9-63. D-Lar 4-5-29.
Early goals to Ace Cordy and Tim Gapin there.
So Barker does well for the Tigers, kicks inside 45, whistle from a downfield situation. It's going to come all the way back to the wing for a player who was dealt with after he kicked. I didn't catch that because we were following the play. It's going to come all the way back to Clay Johnston, and he'll kick just attacking side of the centre.
Just while you're doing that, Chris, 11-5-71, Old Scotch Brighton 2-3-15, and Old Trinity 5-8-38, leads St Kevin's 4-1-25.
No. St Kevin's 6-3-39 to 5-8-38.
Well, they've kicked 14 points early.
What type of device have you got?
Analog.
It's archaic.
So Matt Margin kicks inside 45, but Cowan, he could have been holding the footy, but he did a full 360.
Kenny.
So the Tigers dashing through the middle of the ground. Beveridge, though, that definitely is holding the footy. So Zabs take the advantage, and that's holding the footy. So they come in a trio.
And they only paid 1.
So the Tigers have got it now. They're going to take a breath, and it's Porter. So Porter elects to go by hands to Taekwon. Oh, he almost gets caught now. So Tigers go inside 45. Not a great kick, though, against the boundary line. Noonan trying to keep it in there as a Duca. He's not able to and goes over right underneath the scoreboard. Boundary throw in Old Zabs 10-4-64. Tigers 6-4-40. Travelled 17 minutes on this third quarter thanks to Bendigo Bank, Parkdale and Mentone East.
John not happy with the 1981 iPad supplied here at 96.5 Inter FM. The ball comes to ground.
Takes longer to get here on your device.
The home carrier pigeon service. At the moment, we missed the last 2 goals from St Kevin's. Hopefully St Bede's can get a couple of goals to make this more interesting going into the last quarter. Porter, is there a free kick for holding?
Yes.
Yes, there is. Umpire heard us.
Big Dean Porter.
And he said to Nathan Smith, you can go back and be the leading goal kicker on the ground. And he'll kick from 20 metres out, no real angle to speak of. He's been a dead-eye dick this afternoon with 2 goals straight. As John said, I think he kicked 4 against...
4 or 5.
5 against
You've done
Xavier last night.
Good
Thank
boy,
you, Chris.
Chris.
And I think he kicked,
Well done.
did he kick multiple goals against Collegians
Don't be
here?
frightened to show your homework.
That's
It's all right to do that.
All right, here's Smith on the runway to make it 18 points, 20 metres out. We've built him up. He doesn't let us down. St Bede's on a 7-4-46. Old Zavs a 10-4-64. Nathan Smith has 3.
Well, I think it's fair to say that Zavs aren't having things all their own way. And, I mean, they're still comfortable. You know, push comes to shove. They're still comfortable. But it'd just be interesting to see how this impacts psychologically on the St Bede's boys, and if it
They're comfortable, but another goal puts a bit of inferred scoreboard pressure on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a 3-goal margin now. It's 3 goals to 1. The home side's way, St Bede's Mentone Tigers in this third quarter. So Zavs trying hard to get the takeaway.
That was Taekwon, James Taekwon.
Great tackle by Taekwon it was. And ball in the middle. I'm going to have a secondary ball up.
That Range Rover over there's alarm is going off.
Yeah, so we'll just wait for someone to attend to that. We might be, I think it's getting louder too.
My sons might be getting out of the car.
So Holmes knocks it down, not to advantage though. Quick kick out of the pack from the Tigers. Goes 15 or 20 minutes. Around the corner there,
Chance
going for
George.
Barker. Barker gets it up to Wines. Wines at
Perfect.
ground level. Richards goes with a left boot, dribbling kick for a goal.
Oh, some excitement around the ground.
So Simon Richards kicks the 8th goal for the Tigers, and they go to 8-4-52 within 2 goals. Zabs 10-4-64, and we have got a ball game on our hands.
Which just goes to show, don't poke the bear. Which Zabs did at half-time. And the bear is coming from that big, deep sleep that it's been in for half of football, Ken.
Well, it's nearly a year.
For nearly a year.
Didn't we
is it?
work out they've only won 2 games?
Yes, they won 1 on the way back last year.
Trinity
Yeah.
and OMs this year, and that's in their last 18 or 19 starts.
The 4th and 5th sides, no less.
No, I know that. And they can be very competitive down here, and they're now really starting to come into the game. They win the ball out of the centre again through
Hard fought
Simon
win.
Richards, who goes long up towards the half-forward line. Beats everybody. Zavs have numbers back.
Oh,
Tiernan was
staggering a bit.
dispossessed. Charging through hard.
See, what was important there was, I think it was 18 for Old Zabs. Should have taken that
Millhouse
mark,
should
but they got a hand to it and caused the spill. So they're alive and they're still in the forward
So
line.
Holmes got it down. Simon Richards, who kicked the last goal, sat on the footy. And once again, they'll get a stoppage in their half.
Just don't let them mark in that back 50. That's what they've got to work harder at.
The margin back to 12. Now, it was like that 5 minutes into the first quarter. Holmes wins it down to Stanford. Stanford goes up the line. Great mark, Jordan Troiani on half-back flank for Zabs. Got a lot of left footers here, Zabs. Troiani, one of them. He'll chip back into
Well, there's
Millhausen.
once the time when you say, well, they're Catholics. They all kick left foot.
We do. So Millhausen goes long, right up the top.
Oh,
Mark of the day, Stephen Tahana. He went up, took it
Great mark.
absolutely perfectly there for St Bede's Mentone Tigers. And that should give them a further lift. They're on the run now. And Tahana on centre wing. Elects to go very long and wide. Barnes stands up and he takes the mark.
Second grab. Second grab over the line. Is he going to play?
No, he's paid the mark. Oh, no, hang on. Now we're getting, I think, he took the first one. He took the second one just over the line.
The field umpire's going to say it didn't leave his hand.
There you
Good
go.
call, John. So Michael Barnes has got the footy. Appeared on Inter FM this morning. It's been a big day for him. St Bede's Mentone Tigers coming back into the match. He kicks it long, right up towards half forward. Punched away at ground level, coming through Zilla. He tried to get it off the ground. Now he kept it back in. Richards kicks it one way through the points for 1 point.
You see what happened there?
Tried the scissor kick and only got a point. 8-5 to 10-4, 11 the margin. Yes, John.
The situation of the game has caused a bit of panic to the Zavs. So what would have been a comfortable mark with a couple of them around the ball, they panicked, didn't talk or whatever happened. The ball
They're
spilled
up and about.
and they had to go. Yeah, and there's a bit of nervy play going on with Zavs.
And so Tiernan goes for distance, kicks it 60 metres from the kick-in. Johnson, it's a handball over the top there to a muddy Corley Beetham. Kicks to half forward. Mark taken there by Gilbert. Gilbert onto Handley. Handley takes the grab. Yes, he does. Just held it long enough. So he'll kick for goal, 15 metres out directly in front, and this to just ease the pressure.
So in the face of what I was just saying, there's a really good, calm, composed piece of play down the ground. Plenty of open space for them because everyone was up the other end of the ground, and kicking to someone like Chopper Handley, you always a big chance.
So Handley comes in, makes no mistake. So straight through, so he kicks his second for the afternoon, and the margin back out to 18 points for the visitors, Old Zavs. Playing in this third quarter thanks to Bendigo Bank, Parkdale and Mentone East, and the score is on the clear-cut hairdressing scoreboard, which reads 18-point lead to Zavs.
17,
and
11, 4 to 8, 5.
In a very unusual day, Old Scotch 15-8, 98 to 2-5-17. Old Brighton. There's rain starting to fall
I think the whole club went overseas.
The Blues are 9-10-64. Dealer are 4-10-34. Old Melburnians look like they've gone overseas. They're 3-9-27. Collegians are 11-5-71. And Trinity 6-9-45. St Kevin's 7-3-45.
So we could end up with the close one here as Chopper's gone into the middle after his last 2 goals. He flips it up to the half-forward line. Handball away, Gilbert. Got it to Ralph. He went to Troiani. From 45, he unloaded, wildly left, and there's a free kick behind play. Troiani's kicked it out of bounds on the full. Is there a free kick?
Oh, no.
No, he's getting up. And the free kick will go back to Garside as the rain comes for the first time here today. Robbie Ralph getting up a bit gingerly, but he's up standing firm.
So Tigers player coming off too, limping very heavily.
No.
2 trainers. We'll keep an eye on that.
So Garside's got the footy deep in the back pocket for St Bede's.
So Garside just goes long with the distance, hugging the boundary line. About 60 metres out from the defensive goal, and they're happy to bundle it over the boundary line. So limping badly coming off there was Dinger
Just
for the Tigers. Ken, I reckon you've been practicing that one, Ken. Had that one up?
No, I wasn't thinking of it.
Yeah. So boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Zavs, but the Tigers dash away from it. They kick inside 45, one-on-one situations. Miriams turns on his heel. Noonan leading in the trace back, and he's happy to see the ball go out of bounds next to the right behind post.
Well, that's the great strength of Noonan. Can compete in the air with a ruckman easily, and then bang off the mark. He slaughters it and saw the ball out. The cavalry's arrived. Numbers around the ball now for Zavs deep in the St Bede's forward pocket.
So it's 70 plays 53. Zavs leading Handley into the ruck. Knocks it down. No one's able to get it now. Quick kick away. Could have been holding the footy, and it was.
Richards again.
Yeah, great tackle by Richards from the Tigers. Just a little slow to get rid of it. And it was what you were saying, John, just the perceived pressure from the scoreboard now, I think, is having an impact.
Yeah, and the momentum. I mean, the St Bede's boys would be out there yapping a little bit as well. They'd be up and about themselves. So get it back to that just on 2-goal difference again.
So Richards has kicked 1-1 this term from the 45. Kick on its way, and it's through. So 2 goals, 1 to Simon Richards. And the Tigers go to 9-5-59, trailing by 11 points. Old Zav 70, And we've got a great contest on our hands.
Now, Simon Richards was ex-skipper, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Played a fan.
They're one and the same to me. They always have been. They look the same. They play the same.
Well, he's had a great quarter himself. He's kicked the 2 goals this quarter.
He just put Richards in the vote and don't put an initial.
So eloquently called by
Too
Chris.
far run.
Chopper's had 2 for Old Xaverians. That's their only scores for the quarter. Smith came out of the middle,
Barnesy.
went to Barnes. Barnes got the handball away around the body. St. Bede's right up to the half-forward line, but Noonan stands firm.
What a mark.
Fantastic.
And
mark.
takes the mark. Great mark there, Dan Noonan.
And the guy that crashed him's come off second best. Still down.
Now he elects to go to the outer side of the ground through Kelly.
Another free kick.
Tahana went up to try and get his...
No?
He's already won the mark of the day. No need to take another one.
I wonder what he deemed then, because there was interference.
Just play on.
Put a hand on the ball.
Play on, he said. 11 points the margin. If St. Bede's can get another one, we could be in for a cracking last term. Centre wing. Shopping centre car park side of the ground. Ball comes to ground. They're winning a lot of the clearances through Barnes. Kelly sits on top of him. Umpire said, I'm going to play holding the ball here. Not rewarding the bloke first to the footy at all. And it's Anderson who was on top of him. Barnes not happy, gets the ball back to Tom Anderson.
So they've been pretty consistent on that all day, the umpires. If you are at the bottom of the pack and you drag it in and giving it away. So Anderson punches it up the line. Strong mark there on margin on that occasion. It's a handball to a running play. Mule Houston, he slipped over though, lost the footing. They've coughed it up. The Tigers had a great opportunity now. So it's back with Zabs. Quick kick out of the pack, just inside 45. Goss can't get it. Ralph gets a handball to Tin and running into an open goal. Oh, he's run down.
Great.
Terrific tackle by the Tigers, and they're just fighting for the footy at half back.
And they're working hard because Zavs has still got it through Gilbert. Handball to Goss. Hardly had a kick. Got the ball back there now. Beveridge did well. Can they clear? Yes, they can. They'll go to Josh Cowan through the centre of the ground. He's got to be delivered out looking for Richards. He falls over when he should have stood up. That was Simon on that behalf. Dan Noonan, great job. He got it away backwards to Olsen. Olsen's been good. He went out looking for margin. Punched away by Cowan. He gets to 50. He unloads. He unloads.
He's done it.
It's a great goal.
Goal by Josh Cowan. Now they're right back in the game, the Tigers. They go to 10-5-65. 5 points down on Old Xaverians. 11-4-70 on the clear-cut head-dressing scoreboard. We've gone 27 minutes in the third quarter.
Well, just an outstanding bit of play by Josh Cowan. He intercepted the Noonan pass to, can't think who the Zavs player was, put his arm, had to really stretch for it, kept composure, put it down in front of him. He knew where he was on his home ground and took about 3 strides and launched into it from just outside the 45 line. And a great piece of skill and individual
And as
play.
Miss falls over the ground, I'm 3 minutes on delay. We've gone 30 minutes.
So quick kick out of the pack comes from Kennedy. So Zabs go inside 45. They'll look to do so on now. They've wrapped up now. A great tackle from the Tigers. They're going to get a free kick as the rain gets just even a bit heavier here at Brindisi Street. So free kick going to Smith. So he's right deep in defence now. He kicked 3 goals this afternoon. And he's happy just to chip the ball back in. So there it is, the 3/4 time siren, and that term belonged to St. Bede's. They've kicked 6 goals to 2 to finish 10-5-65. Zabs 11-4-70. We'll take a break, come back.
Just give me the goal kickers, Chris.
We'll go the goal. So underway here in the 4th and final quarter. It's a 5-point lead to the visiting Old Zabs. Holmes flies high in the ruck. Falls to Kennedy. Kennedy's wrapped up in a great tackle by the Tigers. He just gets rid of it.
Well done, though.
Yeah, so gets it to Holmes. And Zavs now looking to work it through the middle of the ground. Cowan, though, meets it. Can't pick it up.
Anderson.
Does well, though, and Cowan gets his hands on it now. Dashes through the middle of the ground. Gives a handball to a teammate who kicks from 55 metres out. But, great mark. Last line of defence. Noonan again for Zabs. Saves the day once again, does the skipper. So Noonan, he'll kick between the behind post and the goal post. Clears the 45, but not much further as Tahana, he had run over the ball. Good tackle applied there by Zabs.
Premier B, Old Kerry, 9-13-67 lead. Parkdale Vultures, 6-8-44. Monash Blues, 3-3-21, being thumped by Uni Blacks, 19-6-1-20. Ajax, 10-11-71 lead. Mazenod, 5-7-37.
So, minute gone, no change to the three-quarter time score. It's still a 5-point lead to Old Zabs. Cowan lays a big boat. Tahana does well. Oh, got to be clean though, Richards. He overruns it. Ball in dispute now, diving in. Zabs, couple of players. He has pulled it in. Umpire says no.
Caulfield Grammarians 9-4-58, lead Beaumaris 6-11-47. St Bernard's 13-10-88, lead Haileybury 4-10-34.
So fairly persistent rain continuing to fall here at Brindisi Street. So Kennedy does well for Zabs. Kicks it to centre half forward under pressure. Ralph just nudged under it, slips over. Good tackle applied there, and the Tigers are away. They kick a good pass and mark on the wing. So they take a bit of time. So they kick inside 45. Richards didn't break stride. 55 metres out from goal. Kicks to a one-on-one. Goes out the back indeed. Johnny Gaddis, he gets a boot on it. Bouncing ball, it's home. Oh, and he enjoyed that too.
Smith, didn't it?
It was Smith, yeah. I thought it was. He's kicked his 4th goal. But you called it, John. You could see that in the air, wasn't it? The ball was going to slip over the back, and Smith just got his boot to it.
Fantastic. Just do the housekeeping, Chris. Around the ground, three-quarter time. Old Trinity 6-9-45. Lead St Kevin's 7-2-44. Old Melburnians 4-10-34, being given a lesson by Collegians 15-5-95. Uni Blues are home 10-10-70 over D-Lar 5-11-41. And Old Scotch look like kicking the sweep 18-9-117 over Old Brighton 4-6-30. So the close ones are here and at Trinity. So we're all right as the ball came out through Chris Richards looking for Miriams. He couldn't get it, but he got it on the overlap. The ball went there right up towards the full forward line or half forward line, and the mark taken back there by the Old Xaverians defence.
Don't know who that is. One of the left footers in the back. Tiernan, yeah.
Is it Tiernan? Yeah, one of the left footers. Goes long, and Josh Cowan, we know who he is. Coming into the game now, he booming left foots right up to the full forward line. But we know he is. Dan Noonan takes the mark. Been magnificent. He chips up there to Chris Margin. Was in the game early. Flashy orange boots. That's getting dark. He ran a fair way. Then got the ball, and they've ended up going sideways backwards where they've got it to Olsen. Olsen chips up the line. Mark taken by Bissett, right on centre wing. James Tyquin on the mark. Slow build-up. The coaches love it. John does. I hate it. Ball goes long, hard and wide. Miriam's affected the spoil. The ball came back into the centre of the ground. Old Xaverians can't take it. St Bede's can through Richards. He chips up the line. And the mark taken by Rowlands.
Yeah, George Rowlands.
And Rowlands takes the mark 45 metres out. And he's pretty confident with his kicking.
He's a good kick.
That was a great kick.
His father was a Collegians player, Collegians wingman back in the 80s, Lee.
And why did he not go?
Because I think he went to school.
Went to the school?
No, he went to Mentone Grammar.
Right, okay.
So plays here, I think, because it's the higher grade.
So George Rowlands. They've only been in front for 1.5 minutes in the whole game. That was at the start. Or they're in front now. And now they're in front by 2 points as he pushes it to the left and 1 minus score. He has 2-2. It's 11-6 to 11-4. 4 minutes gone on the Buxton Real Estate of Mentone scoreboard.
I'll see if Gold Coast had kicked a goal in the last quarter or not.
So Zab's not a lot of movement, so they just bang it long up the line looking for Noonan. Good spoil on that occasion, though, by James Tyquin. Zab's come away with it, though. With a handball, halfback, Thompson. He's grabbed high.
Lucky to get away with that.
Yeah, Clay Johnson. And he's going to get a 15-metre penalty, too. So that really eases the pressure. The rain continuing to fall here at Brindisi Street, just getting a little stronger now. So Clay Johnson runs around the man on the mark, goes with a left foot.
It's up the ground now.
Just sucked in badly.
And he was dealt with it after he kicked, so it's going to be a downfield.
Another Zabs player went down in the middle of the ground when the ball was travelling. Oh, it was Caden Beetham. Whatever his name is.
Corley Beetham.
Corley Beetham.
Yeah. So that's a huge penalty, isn't it? And Brendan Goss, he's sort of threatening in the opening quarter, then went off with an injury and hasn't really been sighted since.
No,
not at all.
And now he's going to kick just 15 metres out directly in front.
We want to make sure of this one.
So this to take back the lead for Zabs. And he's hit the post.
It's the top of the knob.
And he looked a bit shaky as he was coming in, and it's a shocking kick. So he's got 2 behinds now, Goss, and the Tigers retain the lead.
So it's interesting. None of the St Bede's boys said anything to him after he missed it. None of that stuff of going and telling him that.
about
Shaky post given in the background as the ball comes in through Cowan. Barker in front, punched away, comes to ground. Tahana gets the footy. He goes long, right up to half forward.
Oh.
Rollins went up, couldn't take the mark.
Well.
He's got runners now, and great smother by
Well,
Milhausen, because he had 3 St Bede's Mentone players in front of him.
And you know what he needed? He needed them not bowling forward. He probably
needed help,
someone a handball
one
back
this
behind
way,
the
didn't he?
play. He needed a handball back.
So we're half forward
They're all
flank
on
for
the
the
bowl.
Tigers. They lead by a point. Crucial in their whole year here that they get the 4 points today. Holmes, big ruck takeaway. Only as far as Cowan. Flipped out the back by Tom Anderson. Cowan has support. The handball ends up with Barnes and/or Tyquin.
That's the one he
Barnes
needed.
got it to Tyquin. Tyquin got pushed off his kick. The ball went out of bounds on the full. We're 6 minutes into the last term. St Bede's by a point.
So Kennedy's got it. So Zav's just happy to slow it down here and sap a bit of momentum. So he's going to go back.
Chisel's coming into the grandstand here.
Yeah, Rain's saying to come in sideways here.
Yeah.
Had managed to avoid it.
Don't care. It's not in the contract.
So Tiernan's got it. He goes short inboard, still defensive half of the ground to Kelly. So Tigers have got plenty of numbers back. Still a few free players for Zav. So Kelly punches it long, hugs the boundary line, out of sight of the ground into half forward. Off hands, goes out of bounds.
That's the other thing about this rain. It's
wet.
well, it's going to make scoring difficult.
So Brendan Goss's goal types are crucial.
Crucial. Well, and Rollins just before as well.
Both missing opportunities. It's close. 72 plays 71. Punched away. St Bede's Mentone Tigers first in with the ball. And we'll get a ball up. And this is now starting to get rather...
For anyone that's remotely
heavy.
interested, Gold Coast have managed a goal for the first time in the last quarter.
So Hawthorn's defence a little bit weak. Now the ball comes to ground. Troiani affects the tackle there on Simon Richards. And we'll get a ball up. 46 metres out from the old Zavs goal. Troiani looks like he's got cramp or something. I still think he should just get up.
I think he's just praying.
And he's
Well,
got
they
a
should
sore
get on with
leg.
the
Now,
game.
get on with the game.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Miriams gets it down as far as James Ziller. The handball went backwards, and now they kick it high through Richards up to the half-forward line. Porter does a good job. Gets a wobbly left foot kick. Noonan under pressure. Rollins flicks it forward. Went to Wines. He got the ball to Beveridge. Beveridge went long, and ducking back and taking the relieving mark was Kelly.
So Kelly punches it up the line. Mark taken by Troani. Hands on to Bissett. So Bissett puts a difficult handball. Hard pick up. Tahana gets it for the Tigers. Beveridge is out. He's at the 45. Goes with the left foot. Short pass. Lowered the vision. Did really well. And Porter's marked. Just 10 metres, I'd say.
But it's got to be 15.
Again, that pressure again by St Bede's, not allowing the easy exit like they have done in the first half of the game.
So the Tigers lead by a point. Porter crosses the 45, kick on its way. Oh, it's a shocker. Hasn't even registered a score. Out of bounds on the full, so the lead is still a point. 72 plays 71. Travelled 9.5 minutes, fourth and final quarter, brought to you by William Buck.
Got pretty close to the man on the mark then, I think.
Porter kicked that one like a ruckman. Now the ball came back in. Up they go. In front was Ralph. He couldn't take it. The ball came to ground. Holmes, the ruckman, has to do the roving. He tries to bust a tackle. Came back out looking for Beetham. He couldn't take it. And we'll get a ball in. You wouldn't expect there to be a poultice of goals here in the last term.
It's good to see some black mud on players.
It's not good when they're on their numbers. the backs of their jumpers. And the ball comes back in.
Get a bit freelance with it.
45 metres out. Holmes. Ball came to O'Toole. O'Toole went down to the forward line. Smith's kicked 4. And now he's kicked 4 goals, 1. The margin doubles up to 2 points. 11-7, 73 St Bede's. 11-5, 71 Old Xaverians on the Buxton Real Estate of Mentone scoreboard.
And St Kevin's are 3 points up on Old Trinity, and Scotch 95 points up on Old Brighton.
So 2 close ones, 3 blowouts.
So Milhusen brings it back in. Almost a mark on that occasion to Ralph, but...
John, just give us the other round the grounds.
Melburnians 5-11, 41 to 15-6, 96. Collegians, Blues 10-12, 72. D-Lar 5-11, 41. 9-11, 125. Go on.
So Tigers inside 45, ball in dispute. Picked up here, round the corner, and he's kicked it. A magnificent goal on that occasion to Utica. Utica, got it. Thank you, Crooksy. So, 7-point lead now for St Bede's Mentone Tigers. And Zavs desperately needing a response.
Haven't been captained by a man with that surname for about 7 years. I've pretty much got it on. So.
D-Love just kicked the first goal in the last quarter. So.
That's over. Only 2 games worthwhile looking at here. Old Trinity and St Kevin's, and St Bede's Mentone Tigers and Old Xaverians. And that's the game we've got. 12-7 to 11-5. We think the biggest margin was about 38 points, Chris?
Yep.
Something like that. So they've turned this game on its head. 11 minutes gone. They're looking for their first win since round 1. It's dark, it's misty, and they're fighting for the ball on the ground.
D-Love have gone and double. They're 19 points down.
Okay, they've gone bang, bang, and maybe the weather's a little bit brighter up at Melbourne University. Up the air the ball goes. Mirams wins it down. Simon Richards, he's been sensational. He's wrapped up in a tackle right in the middle of the cricket pitch. And as John said, they're all going to end up pretty muddy, these on-ballers in the centre of the ground by the end of the day. Umpire puts the ball back into the air. Punched away Holmes, came to ground. Chris Richards tried to get the kick away, had an airy. Chris, you take it away. It's 8 the margin, 12 gone, final term.
So terrific comeback this by the Tigers. As Cooksy there, I think the biggest margin was 6 goals halfway through the second quarter. Barnes dashes away with it for St Bede's Mentone Tigers. Puts it deep inside 45. Roland stays down, does well. Ball still in. Not now. Boundary throw in left forward pocket. The Tigers deep in attack.
And the thing about this is it's all in St Bede's end of the ground. What St Bede's have got to make sure is their back line is spread out well and ready for the rebound ball into the open space. So
it's so dark here. The lights have gone on here at Brindisi Street. Holmes got it down only as far as Smith. Zavs get it now. Bissett gets a little kick pulled off it. Steve Richards.
He did go down to his knees. There's a smart bit of play by that Zavs bloke, but I reckon he went
so
forward.
Troiani got the football back to Kelly. He's deep in the full back line. He's got to be good with the kick. He's half good. And that'll still work as the handball goes over the top looking for Anderson. He's pretty clever with the footy. Tom Anderson goes to the centre of the ground. On this occasion, Cowan half went for it. He managed to perfect the spather. Now he's got the football. Now he's tackled up by Gilbert and will get a ball up.
Covered it over well then, St Bede's.
Right in the... Sorry, John.
No, I'm sorry.
No, right in the middle of the Mentone Oval.
They were wide open then. They were coming straight through the centre corridor. Great bit of play down in front of us by Anderson.
Okay, now Cowan's winded, but we still play on, don't we?
Yeah.
I thought that was always the rule. We just get the game going.
They have both been where the ball is going to be balled up.
Cowan's got the footy.
That's holding the ball.
He's wrapped up. I don't think he had prior opportunity. No, said the umpire. Tommy Johnson said that's incorrect. He's getting a bit animated. The Xavier players getting a little bit frustrated. They can't believe they're 8 points down after having such a big lead. And now it's just going to be stoppage, and we get another one.
Which is where they should have an advantage. Now, I think Holmes got to look to just clear the area and look at a player and knock it to space, out of the way, bang, like that.
He does exactly that, Johnny Canis. Great call. So Zav's player dealt with after he kicked it.
And
comes down to Margin. So Margin kicks inside 45. Zavs and Hanley marks on his chest. How did that happen?
Well, he held his ground. He had someone on his other arm. His opponent was on his other arm. How it actually got past the 2 players that were in front of them is also
a that's what I was wondering. Yeah. So Hanley, he's kicked 2 goals this afternoon. The veteran forward for Old Zavs. This to cut the margin back to just 2 points. Hanley, 25 metres out, slight angle, kick on its way, straight through the middle. Zav's still alive. So they go to 12-5-77. A try by 2 points. St Bede's Mentone Tigers 79. This last quarter brought to you by William Buck.
And just on the other games, the Old Trinity game and the Uni Blues games in the north, no rain at all, just maybe the occasional drop. So thank you very much to our reporter reporting in from the northern suburbs, Mr. Leonard. 79 plays 77. St Bede's lead. 15 and a quarter minutes gone. In what's been a thrilling game after the Mentone Tigers came from 31 points down at half-time. Can they win the ball out of the centre? Nathan Smith can. He goes very, very wide to the outer side of the ground. It bounces, unfortunately for him, over the line and out of bounds. And either Bissett or Kelly will get the free kick.
He kicked it out of bounds on the full.
From a centre takeaway.
Inside the centre square.
Yeah, sideways.
That would not happen. much.
No, agree.
Very rare.
Nearly impossible at the G, but anyway, they've done it here. So Bissett's got the footy. They're back to within 2 points. Have they steadied the ship? Goes up looking for Holmes. Punched away Miriam. Xavier have the footy. Chris Margin holds onto it well. Then got around one and kicked it high. Chopper 1-on-1. Can't take the ball. St Bede's have numbers at ground level. One was Tom Tyquin. He went hard and high. The roving affected by Clay Johnson. At the bottom of the pack was Barker. For St Bede's, the handball came out to Beveridge. He feigned for a free kick. Umpire said go after it. No one can take control. We'll get a ball up. Half forward flank for Zavs. They trail by 2. Gone 16 for Buxton Real Estate of Mentone.
Well called, Cooksey. It was a great bit of play, and I think Beveridge, as much as anything, the ball might have slipped out and he sort of chased on after it, made it look like he was appealing.
So in the middle, kick around the corner by Mulehausen, goes inside 45 for Zabs. Cowan has got it now for Tigers. Oh, he had big trouble. Got a little handball away. But
the other umpire paid it.
See, and it was the same down there, that he had a chance to get rid of it, but he chose to go around on his left foot here on the wing, and that's what happened there as well. He had a chance, but wanted to get left-sided and got pinged.
So Gilbert, this to put the Zavs back in front. They trail by 2 points. Played 17 minutes in the 4th term. Brought to you by William Buck.
Be kicking from just under 50, won't he?
Yeah, probably about 50 metres out. 45-degree angle out of sight of the ground. Man on the mark, on the paint of 45. Kicks from 47. Distance not a problem. Accuracy 100%. Great kick by Tom Gilbert. And Zavs take back the lead. They lead by 4 points.
Yeah, a great kick there. Under all sorts of pressure. 2 great kicks.
I reckon that was almost kicking for their season then.
Well, perhaps.
No, I think the momentum has been with St Bede's in this quarter.
It was up to the last 3 minutes or so, Ken. I think it's well turned on its head again.
Well, it's a bit unknown at the moment where the momentum is. They've certainly got the scoreboard side of it.
We're 4 points the difference. Richards wins it out of the centre again. Now he goes high, right up a hard ball to take. Kelly has the numbers and he goes, Zolson went around the body up to the half back line.
See, then Noonan, he left his man, read the play.
He did.
And offered that third extra man there.
The third man up.
That shored it all up for him.
In front of Troiani, and we'll get a ball in. Half forward flank for the St Bede's Mentone Tigers, grandstand side. Holmes again with that big left foot fist, and Troiani gets it kick-wise right up towards Hanley now. He's at the 45-metre arc. It bowls over him. Troiani ran onto it. He's come from half-back. He's pressured by Tahana. Tahana gets the handball away.
Andy there.
And I think they'll see it over the line and out of bounds. It was Hiscox, and we'll get a ball in. 79-83. Zavs lead by 4. We've nearly gone 19.
So just pause and take a breath. Zavs lead. 4 points, a deep inside attack. It's a very open forward line they had on that occasion. No one in there after Hanley took the ball on the 50-metre mark. So ball thrown in. Disputed at ground level. O'Toole gets a little handball, and Tigers are away.
Oh,
they kick it high up and under. Shocking kick, though. They're going to be a mark almost by Zavs.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Free kick. So Zavs wanted to take the advantage, but umpire's calling them back. So come back and go to Kelly.
I think they're all plum-tuckered out on the fighting front, these guys. They're not going to remonstrate too much with that.
So it was a late charge that Kelly copped. He was going to take the mark if he hadn't been infringed. So he's got it right in front of us. Just crosses the centre line then. Inside 45, big pack of players. Who can get it ground level, trying to get through is Anderson. Can't. Tyquin picks it up, clears the area for the Tigers.
Nice plays,
well done for Tiernan. So O'Toole's got it now. Oh, he's got a problem. Gets a handball over, looking for Cowan. Oh, Cowan did well there, but he's on the wrong side, looking for that left foot. It was a dangerous kick, but the big fella, the ruckman,
Miriams. No good, straight back.
He just ran straight into the wall, and they've turned it over again. Zavs go up to the half-forward line.
Xavier players.
Mark taken by Anderson, courtesy there of the pass from Chris Margin.
He might fancy his chances here, even though he's out on the boundary.
I just think he's wasting time. Ticking up the clock. There he is. Chips it backwards. Finds his teammate there in Milhausen.
Ah, you're right.
And Milhausen just chips out very, very wide.
Back
the
to
mark taken out there.
It's all very well to do this because these might be the seconds you need yourself at the end of the game.
This is McCann. That's right. he chips the ball back in. Now an up and under kick. Deep up in the forward line. Punched away there by Gilbert, who kicked the last goal. Ball comes to ground. And a good relieving mark's been taken there by Taekwon of the Tom variety for St. Bede.
Oh, no.
So set half back, not a great looking kick. The Tigers do okay though to bring it to ground, and then they pick it up here. Barnes has one bounce, almost
Gutsy
doesn't
effort,
come back
Barnes.
to him.
Yeah.
It's a gut buster, and he just manages to step out of bounds.
He probably did the right thing then. He's looked down there, the numbers.
No one to kick to.
3-1 down there.
Found
He
touch.
was on the job there for sure.
So Olsen got in his way, and he was quite happy just to step around him, and in doing so, step out of bounds. So boundary throw in, 60 metres from goal. The Tigers trail by 4 points. Terrific contest down here at Brindisi Street. Holmes, as he's done a few occasions, gained 15 or 20 metres for Zabs. That'll be in the back, surely.
No, he rolled.
Great roll.
No, he rolled.
He certainly was ready for the tackle when he picked it up, wasn't he?
Yeah, knew it was coming. So well played by Kennedy. So Holmes again. Miriams does well there. Obscures Holmes from belting it forward, and it goes out of bounds. So almost 22 minutes travelled in this fourth quarter. It's a 4-point lead to Zabs, 13-5-83. The Tigers 12-7-79.
St Kevin's have kicked a goal, so they're 10-2-62 to 7-11-53, Old Trinity.
So 9 points the lead to the top side over Trinity, who are hanging on to fourth, and I think they'll still be fourth tonight no matter what happens with OM being thumped against Collegians. 22 minutes gone. First quarter went 31, second 28, third 30. So good quarters of footy. Holmes got the ball down.
Ooh.
Now, Simon Richards, who's been really good, a left foot
Got
kick
it,
up
caused
to the
the
hot
spill.
spot, 30 metres out, dropped by the Xaverian defender. Came to
foot up.
ground. James Taekwon got a left foot kick away. It's right, it's 20 metres out from goal. It's in the
done.
mist. Zavs have numbers back there. Noonan gets a handball for the boundary and finds it.
I reckon James Taekwon's in the right spot there for the knockout. I reckon that's where Holmes will be going.
He's done it all day here off these ones. He's just bashed it left, 20 metres.
Richards might even be too close there, Simon Richards.
And there he goes again with the double
There he
figure
is,
back.
he's there.
Simon Richards nearly got the footy. Stanford came through. Came
The two
through.
experienced heads, James Taekwon and Simon Richards in the right spot there. Where's he going this time?
So we'll go again. This time he double fisted forward to Smith, who's kicked 3. The ball came to ground. He might have kicked 4 Holmes. It came out to McCann. McCann went backwards. Dropped the mark, Taekwon.
Oh,
Now the ball turned over to
Bloody
Mirren.
Ruckman, Ken. They're no
It's
good.
desperate, but at the moment you'd want to be in front. It's hard to kick the goal now. 23 and a half gone.
Disaster. every
Zabs
time it
lead
goes
by
into
4
Ruckman's
points.
hands.
So Miriams did make a blue there. He gave it,
Don't.
handballed it back to a team under a lot of pressure. So boundary
No one
throw
in
in.
the space.
So Tigers trail by 4 points.
No,
Holmes
exactly where
again.
it's going.
You're dead right. Went exactly where you said, Johnny. So good intercept there by Taekwon,
It's not
the
hard to
Tom
read it.
variety. We'll have another boundary throw in. So 24 minutes played, fourth quarter.
Still 21. Just don't get too drop. Look, you see the space there.
Yeah, you think that's where Holmes is going again, and no one's dropping into that hole. What can Miriams do? He does.
There it is.
He did a bit better that time, but again, Holmes just gains another 15 metres. He might just keep doing it here. So 13-5-83.
Oh, he's taken it
Zabs.
from down there.
Tigers 12-7-79. 24 and a half minutes gone. What can Miriams do? Can he just blunt Holmes? He can't, although on that occasion, Holmes been closer to the boundary.
Oh, yeah, couldn't quite get it.
Spinning the ball on his finger there was Chris Richards for the Tigers, and couldn't get there. So another boundary throw in. So I feel like whoever can clear this contest is going to be huge for either side. Tigers desperate for a goal. Holmes just punches it 15 metres forward. Zabs get it going in their direction, but the Tigers have got a bit of time. So they go round the corner. The big fella Holmes, he's hit the deck, and the numbers here with Tigers. The Tigers kick inside 45. Who can make the grab? Cowan, not quite. Ground level. So we'll have a boundary throw in right forward pocket. Tigers deep in attack.
Probably a good kick in there, because if they put it too much into the centre of the ground, they'd have been open for a rebound attack the other way.
They need a goal to keep their season alive. We've gone 25. Still suggest there's 4 or 5 minutes to go, so still plenty of time. Ball back into play. 10 metres out from the St. Bede's Mentone goal. Was there a free kick for over the shoulder? Yes, there was. It'll go old Xaverians' way, and the man getting up at the bottom of the pack is Kelly. So Kelly's got the football. Deep at full back. Visiting crowd supporting them now, and Kelly goes wide to the outer side of the ground. It was a good distance kick.
Right kick.
Bounced, and keeping it in was Ralph. He went up the lines. Gilbert got pushed into the fence by Wines. Matt Margin didn't really like it.
Free kick, yeah.
And the free kick for being pushed into the fence will go the way of Gilbert, right on centre wing. Outer side of the ground, 26.25 minutes gone. Slowing up play. I still think there's a bit of time left. Flips the ball back into the centre, and the mark taken by Tiernan.
So Tiernan's got it just defensive side of the centre. Outer side of the ground, he's happy just to chip it around. And he goes back to Gilbert. Gilbert goes with the right foot, hugs the boundary line, inside 45. Tigers try and kill the footy, but they're not able to do so. They've got it now. Swinging boot, smothered by Zavs. Tigers numbers at it. Get their boot to the ball now. Can they pick it up? It's a hot footy right and centre up forward. And Porter got caught with it. Diving in was Barnes. Got a little. Richards kicks it forward. Oh, just fumbled there by Zavs player.
Okay.
It was Milhusen, but he does well to dive on it.
And to Justin Quill, listening in Russia, get Australia over the line, but the Blues have kicked another goal. So it's 11-14-80 to 7-11-53, Quilly.
Blues are home. Collegians are home. Old Scotch are home. And here's Zavs lead by 4 points as the ball comes up on a good mark.
96 points up, Scotch.
So Old Brighton's percentages are now going to come into play. And the mark taken there by Robbie Ralph. He's 55 metres out from goal. We've gone 27.5 minutes. If they kick a point, I still think St Bede's got a chance to get it to the other end. So Zavs need a goal to seal it. Ralph's just going to waste time. Fortunately, we haven't got that idiotic countdown clock, and the umpire's told him just to get on with the game. That's what we want to see, football being played. Ralph goes long, high, chopper in front, punched away, it bounces, and they keep it alive, and they're going to alive okay, because it goes to Josh Cowan at half-back. Cowan unloads right into the centre of the ground. Crucial play in the hole here. Comes to Roland.
He's on his own down there.
He gets the handball away. Now they're out. They're out. It goes to Utica. Utica goes up.
Oh, he should have played on.
John says he should have played on.
Oh, yeah, he was clear.
And I think we're just going to wait. And we're 28 minutes and 20 seconds into the last quarter.
Oh, I'll tell you what, he should have played on.
I don't know about that.
Oh, 10 metres. The guy wasn't there.
Smith.
So Smith has kicked 4 goals.
It was excruciating.
This is for a season high 5. And to take St Bede's Mentone Tigers to the lead. He comes in. And he
well done.
They're in front of the 28-minute and 45-second mark. Nick Smith has 5. St Bede's Mentone Tigers go along to 13-5, 83. No, yes. 13-7, 85.
Still 2 minutes to go.
Still 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, there's plenty of time.
Timekeeper.
Plenty of time left. It's 13-7-85 to 13-5-83. We've gone 29 minutes.
This is when Mr. Holmes needs a good clearance.
So 85 plays 83. The Tigers lead.
I reckon you'd just be smashing it clear of the blokes in the middle that get to the rushing in player.
So Miriams does well, just negates Holmes there. He's not able to punch it forward. Tigers player jumps on it. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire says we'll have a secondary ball up. So what can Holmes do now? Miriams does well again, just negates it. Smith in the middle. He was running in the wrong direction. He's got the footy now. Ball still in dispute. Quick kick goes to the Tigers' way, though. Open forward line. One-on-one situation.
2-on-1 in the end.
Doing well there for Zavs. They go outer side of the ground. Can they pick it up? Oh, big collision. Ball still going. Zavs kick it. And mark taken by St Bede's at half-back.
Spread you guys in the back half.
Got the ball. John, it always amazes me. Zavs are now desperate, where for the last 5 minutes they've been protecting instead of going forward. Ball comes to the outer side of the ground. Big mark taken.
They needed to hold on to it down there, St Bede's.
Keeps the ball, goes in towards the centre. He's got Noonan on. He's been fantastic all day. He gets the handball away to Kelly. Kelly goes out wide, and the mark's taken. The mark's taken right on the 45-metre arc, and that'll go to Tiernan.
I suggest.
There's a beautiful kick of the
football.
football.
Kick from 45. See,
30.5 minutes gone.
Gave them the extra man back, and they're all sitting back in that hole and enabled Zavs to run it through the midfield. Oh, here we go.
The siren's gone. 30 minutes and 41 seconds, the last quarter's gone. Tiernan will kick. 2 points behind. He's 48 metres out. St Bede's Mentone Tigers don't want to run over the mark. It's a heavy ball. This to sink St Bede's or keep Zavs Tigers' chances alive. He kicks.
No, he's missed it. St Bede's have won it.
The point.
Tigers point in an absolute thriller at Brindisi Street. Final scores, St Bede's 13-7-85 have defeated Old Xaverians 13-6-84 in a quarter that went 30 minutes. It was fantastic football, and the local team have their first win in 11 weeks, Ken Petrucco.
Fantastic game and a great result for St Bede's Mentone Tigers. I mean, they fought hard to get back into the game. Looked a big chance from the beginning of that quarter, in my mind. I thought Zavs fiddled a bit there. Went defensive too early in the quarter.
I agree with that. They hit the front. They needed another goal to seal the game. They couldn't do it. Goal kickers for St Bede's. Nathan Smith with 5. George Rowlands and Simon Richards with 2. Singles to Josh Cowan with the goal of the day. Robert Utica, Stuart Wines and Lachlan Miriams. Whilst for Old Xaverians, it was 3 to Matt Hanley, 2 to Matt Margin and Tom Gilbert. Singles to Louis Tiernan, Daniel Stanford, Tommy Johnson, Jordan Triani, Luke Bissett and Chris Margin. Fantastic game of amateur football. Played in tough conditions, good spirit. It was 85-84. St Bede's are alive. The competition's alive. We'll be back with more on 96.5 Inter FM.
Buying or selling